Hey guys, welcome to the Live Well, brought to you by Digital Sportsman, where we get together with our community and talk fishing. The show's fixing to start, we're getting everything ready. But in the meantime, we want to tell you about our fine partners that not only make this show possible, but are companies that we absolutely love and stand behind. Groove Fishing, changing the norm of tackle storage. Sonar Pros, specializing in high-end installations across all electronic brands. Go where the pros go. Lipsticker Fishing, specializing in putting clients on giant Lake Lanier bass. Bill Payne's Guide Service. Fish with a legend on Lake Allatoona, seasonal smallmouth trips, or even get your sonar dialed in. Brooks Anderson Fishing. Guide trips and educating today's anglers on Lake Lanier. Big League Charters. Fish with a pro on Tellico, Port Loudon, Watts Bar, and Chickamauga. Money Saver Lure Retriever. Designed to break your lure free from almost any snag. Fishers of Hope. Benefit fishing tournaments to help people in need. Serve IT. Industry-leading IT services for your business. Change the way you manage IT. Turner Tire. Jasper, Georgia's most trusted family-owned tire center. Atlanta Safe House. The trusted source for safes and gun safes in Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama. And of course, Digital Sportsman. A new way to discover and book unforgettable outdoor experiences with local trusted guides. Go to fngo.com to get direct links to all our fine partners. Get ready and let's talk fishing. The intro right here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Live Well here at Fish North Georgia. This Tuesday night. We got an absolutely fantastic show in store for you. We're going to talk electric only and big bass. And I got a couple guys in here that know a lot about that. I got one to my left that's taking a lot of money from me, and you guys know the one to my right because we've had him on talking about big baits before. We got Alex back there running the thing. Alex, you doing all right tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
You nice and happy?
Yeah.
We'll introduce the guests here later on. I just want to make sure you're happy.
I am happy.
You happy? All right, let's take care of some business. All you guys out there in the comment section, appreciate you joining us tonight. And those of you that will be joining on TikTok, hey, we love you too. Make sure, listen, if you're here, click that subscribe button, okay? It helps with the algorithm. That's what all the young kids said. So December 6th, Toys for Tots. Guys, you know this is important to me, okay? We want all of you guys there out of Laurel Park. $5,000 guaranteed first place prize to the winner. It's the $80 entry fee and one unwrapped toy per angler. And again, this is for the Pickens County and the Hall County Toys for Tots. If you drive a Phoenix, if you're one of those blessed enough to drive a Phoenix and you win, little Phoenix contingency money. You like how I said that? If you're blessed to drive a Phoenix, what are you laughing at right there? But seriously, hey, great event. We had a fantastic time last year. It was a little cold last year. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer. You can go ahead and pre-register now. You're going to blast off in the order of which you sign up. So if you want one of those early slots, you better get signed up right now. You can sign up the morning of, but why wait? Let's go ahead and get you on the list today. And, of course, I want everybody to remember Fishers of Hope. They have a tournament for a young man named Matthew on Lake Blue Ridge, November 1st. It's a $100 buy-in, 12-inch minimum, 5-fish limit. They're going to do burgers, raffles, all that, trying to raise some funds to help out this young boy. And so anytime Fishers of Hope does something, you guys need to be involved. It will make your heart feel better, helping out your community, and you get to fish at the same time. So remember those two things. And again, if there's anything you need me to announce in the community that you want help getting it out there, let me know before one of these shows, and we'll do our best to get it out there. So I see all you guys out there. And let's go ahead and pull up Dead Rabbit real quick. I mean, Dead Rabbit jumping right in the comment section. Electric only is bull. No other discussion needed. You get wind blown out. Everyone can afford expensive batteries and equipment. Dead Rabbit, don't be such a Debbie damn downer right there at the beginning of the show. All right, it ain't that damn bad. Seriously, we've been doing it for a long time. You don't have to have expensive batteries. You can use them daggum 12-volt Walmart batteries and a trolling motor. A lot of the guys have been doing that for years. That's how we started.
I've kicked butt with one trolling motor and 3 Walmart batteries for a whole year before.
He has. This
it's possible.
That's right. So this is Justin in the Dirt Reynolds. Okay, if you guys watched us a long time ago, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about it being in the dirt. I'm sure we'll get into that later on. But this man right here is taking a lot of money from me. All right, so I know him as an electric-only hammer, and he is right. I mean, he single trolling motor and some batteries, it doesn't matter. He'll take your money. Him and his partner, Tim Wyatt, I don't know how much money y'all have taken from me over the years, but they've done it, and they catch big fish. And, of course, to my right, I got John Sarra. You guys know him. Big Bait John, all right? He throws them. Hell, he's got a couple. What you get that 11-inch right there with no eyeballs and all that in front of you and all that. We'll talk about all that tonight. But, again, listen, Georgia has a bunch of electric-only reservoirs, and there's a lot of states going to that. don't let the fact that we're talking about some of these smaller lakes discourage you if you're a big lake guy, because a lot of the stuff we are talking about tonight, it applies. I tell everybody, if Latham had rock, it would be Lake Lanier.
100%. Yeah.
Blueback heron, spotted bass, largemouth bass. It's got it. Whatever's working on Lanier or Allatoona, you're pretty doggone. It's possible to go over to Latham and replicate that.
It's very close.
So anyway, there's a lot of stuff like that. Now listen, I see you say, buy a glitter rocket. Some of these guys got a lot of money in some of these boats too. Now Dead Rabbit says, nope. I live right next to a lake that has constant west wind blowing you away from the wrap. Let's see, scratch fishing for the record. Okay, let's go ahead and address this. All right, let's address this. Scratch fishing for the record. I did not mean to say or insinuate Tucker Smith cheating. In line with the podcast topic, I was trying to say that forward facing sonar or not had nothing to do with his impressive win. And I think you guys had your own thing going on in the comment section. So, hey, listen, we appreciate you at least coming on and saying that. Sometimes when you put stuff out there, guys are going to take it a certain way. So I get that, but I'm glad you're back. Glad you're back. Let's see.
Okay.
Show us on the doll where batteries hurt you. All right, listen, Dead Rabbit, Billington's calling you out a little bit. Show us where it hurt. I get that. Silver Punk's driving home from hard labor right now. We'll talk about that.
Hard labor is fun.
It is. What's up, Carrie Bell? Now, if you guys want to talk about, you guys talking about Glitter Rocket, jump on Carrie's boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jump on.
That thing's everything but glitter.
That thing gets on plane for sure.
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
Nobody catches bass with the outboard motor running. Very true. Very true. So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about. You guys bring your questions and comments. If you want to ask them about the boat, the setups and all that. Tim, I see Tim right there, which is your partner. We fish as many big lakes as small now. That is true.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say half of our EBO schedule was on Lake Lanier, Allatoona.
But it's because the clubs are growing so much.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have 15 to 20 boats, 22, some of these clubs, definitely the ones down south, they've got 30 boats that show up to some tournaments.
That's hard on the 5.
It's hard on the 3 to 700 acre lakes.
We can't fish Yahoo no more.
No. I mean, and
Yeah.
even Latham, with a 20 boat tournament gets packed certain times a year. But, it's
The
is
last
what it
tournament we
is.
fished there, we fished next to somebody damn near all day.
Who rescues your stranded boats? Listen, to be honest, I think
Nice
the only
guys.
person that's ever been stranded is probably me and Josh on Barner.
I've been stranded too. I've had to
It happens.
paddle back before.
But with the technology and all that, pretty
But
much
it's been
not.
years. It's been years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Georgia, on TikTok? How you doing? Appreciate you joining us. Look, she comes a lot now, so I appreciate you joining us. I've rescued boats with my kayak. Come on now, for sure. Y'all do CPR or live weigh-in on these electric-only tournaments, real backwaters. We are 5 fish weighed in for the most part. Do we know of a club that does the catch release, the photo stuff? Like the Yackers?
So I think there is what is it called? I don't remember what it called. There was some little trail that did it. You could fish it out of your boat, but they did a catch, weigh, release like the kayak format. I forget what it's called. Jesse Benson used to fish some of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's
I
called.
can't
But
remember.
there are a few. You got different avenues
Right.
for sure.
Most of us are 5 fish weigh-in.
Yeah.
You've all heard the story of me talking about weighing in the empty bag of water. That's because this joker right here to my left caused that. It's all his fault. And Tim in the comment section. If you guys weren't so good, it would have never happened. Slay Nation does catch photo release.
Slay Nation, that's the one I was thinking
That's
of.
it. Need a big old electric buzz bait. Now, Dead Rabbit says stranded boats are mostly because of wind. Tell me when you go paddling back or with the kayak. Let's talk reality. Listen, Dead Rabbit. I would say this. Get on some of these guys that got the better stuff. They'll go 2 days without charging batteries. That is a thing of kind of the past for the most part.
Dude, I spent on just my rear motors, I think I'm only like $1,500-$1,600 in, and I got 280 amp hour batteries. Like, it's not as expensive as everybody thinks. It's just, are you willing to put in your money? Do you want to spend your money to go do something you enjoy?
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, my front motor, my front 3 batteries for my 36 volt motor are Li-Time batteries that were like little over $200 a piece on online, and I run those things
Yeah, I see Carrie.
in the ground
Yeah.
all the time, and
Man.
they keep going. for lithiums, I mean, you can go to Walmart and buy $100 and something spend $100 and something for a marine battery.
All right.
And
pull up Dead Rabbit.
Yeah,
Dead Rabbit, listen.
Get him dead.
That's not accounting for the poor working man. Listen, I will tell you this. The average guy fishing the electric-only tournaments probably has less in their boats with batteries and motors than the average kayaker does nowadays.
what do you got in your kayak, Alex?
Alex, how much you got in your kayak, buddy?
I've seen it. It's pretty.
Yeah, retail's probably 15 grand.
Okay. See, I would say that I have a 17-foot Express with a e-propulsion, a 48-volt, 180 amp hour battery, a Garmin trolling motor, 2 Garmins up front, and I'm somewhere between 10 and 12.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's whatever you want. 10 and 12. I can't have what I have right now in a bass boat.
Right.
But for what I like to do, I have an awesome setup, and I love it. It's what you want to put your money towards.
It's like Mason said, dude. His first boat was only $2,000, and I remember him fishing out of that thing for almost a year. I think
Mine too. My first one was $1,200.
So my first electric only rig that I bought was a '77 Collins Craft, old bass. It had, and eventually I had 3, probably $99 trolling motors from Bass Pro on the back and 1 on the front.
My boat now, I mean, I bought
all 12 volts.
I did buy it for $1,000 several years ago, and I had a trolling motor on the front, trolling motor on the back, and a 5-inch graph that showed me the depth and the water temperature. And I won. I fished a solo club out of it 3 or 4 years ago. Won Angler of the Year, won Classic, won everything with people with live scope, electric outboards, everything. So it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
If you show up like I'm going to get my butt kicked, you're going to get your butt kicked.
So Dead Rabbit says, and listen, Dead Rabbit, you bring in the comment section early, like I like it. Waking me up, getting me started early. You talking tournaments or electric only lake restrictions on the entire population of people? Well, most of these electric only things, they have their restrictions. I get it. I mean, you can't put regular bass boats in there. You can kayak fish, take Latham over here. It is an electric only. You can't even have a gas tank. You're not supposed to, even on your boat.
But we take them to Lanier.
We do take them to Lanier. It's fun. Listen, Dead Rabbit, you need to go with us.
Yeah, dude,
it's not as expensive as you think. But now, don't get me wrong.
It can be.
It can be. There's some bougie people.
It's what
out
you
there.
make of it. You can go bass fish Lake Lanier you could go buy a $2,800 bass boat tomorrow and go out there and fish, but it's what you make of it. Yeah. I mean, there's people that compete in all these tournaments that have, the basic rig, and then you've got guys coming out that have, $15,000 to $30,000 in their electric rig, but that doesn't make them any better of a fisherman.
Yeah. So he said, I'm speaking about lakes you can't have gas period in the boat. Well, there are those lakes, but like Justin said, we've advanced in the size of our clubs that we got to go fish Lanier. We go fish Allatoona. We've tried some other lakes, and a lot of the guys, they'll go to these bigger lakes. If you pick the right coast, it still fishes big. Like when we go take EBO, we go out of basically Bald Ridge Marina. Yeah. Some of these guys have to stick inside the marina. Some of these guys can go out on the big water. But it's all, I mean, you know what you do and getting into it. But as far as these smaller lakes, yeah, I mean, Latham is electric only. You can't put your bass boat in there, but you could go to Rocky. And you could put your bass boat in there. You still got to troll around pretty much.
But I cut in like even when we fish the big tournaments, they try to schedule accordingly too. Because if you were to try to make a October or I say June, July tournament at Lanier with an electric only club, you're going to get swamped.
Yeah.
Summertime, wake boat. So early winter, it's usually not too bad. We're about to fish one in 2 weeks. We got a 2-day classic out of Young Deer, 1 day out of Young Deer, 1 day out of Nick's Bridge. Right. So it'll get interesting because they're still going to have your fun boats out there.
Hey, Dead Rabbit, what lake are you talking about? Because it says we have lake people stranded all the time, wind blown, and people have to go pull them back. Listen, I mean, even on Latham, I've had to pull back a guy. I remember there was a guy and his girlfriend, and they were in a John boat with a trolling motor, and it was dead. But I looked at what I pulled up to him. I said, "You guys need some help." They're like, "We're trying to get back the ramp." But I looked down, and he's got one of them little smaller batteries that you would put in a riding lawnmower. And like at some point,
common
It is
sense
with. Now
has
you
to
put
prevail.
Emiquon. Now what state are you in?
I've done the same though. I pulled 2 or 3 people back from Lakeland.
Hey, listen, and I've
It
been pulled in
happens.
before.
And that's why I try to do it. Definitely if you try to do a good deed, because you do never know. I have had my front trolling motor batteries go out.
Oh, he's in Illinois.
So
Illinois.
you never know when something's going to happen. So that is just how many people have been pulled back on Lake Lanier
Now-
with their gas motors not working.
Yes.
I mean, so it's just part of it.
Now I will say this: I get what Dead Rabbit is saying because I've hunted in Illinois. Okay,
Yeah,
a calm
it's
day
windy
in
out there.
a calm day in Illinois is 15 to 20
Oh yeah,
mile an hour wind. So I get what you're saying, Dead Rabbit. Up there, maybe 100%.
that's cool. He's watching all the way from Illinois.
Oh, we got some people all
That's
over the place
sweet.
like that. Our club fishes some of the middle Georgia PFAs and abide by the slot limits, Dalton Daniels said on TikTok. For sure. So but there's just great fishing. But I get what you're saying. Now that I know I forgot you're from Illinois. Yeah, dude, that makes sense. There are some places where
Yeah.
electric only might not be the best option. And Illinois would be one of that. Because I remember going out hunting for the first time and I'm like, damn, it's windy. We don't hunt in Georgia when the wind's like this. They're like, dude, this is a calm day. And I'm like, really? So I get it. 100%. I get what you're saying. You guys, let's see if we can catch up. Emiquon is a wildlife management area in central Illinois. Okay, I got you. And Stephen, I know you're from Illinois, so buddy, totally get that. Now, Jeremy Concrete says here in Kentucky, there's electric only lakes, but you can put big boats in it with a motor, but you can't use it. Now, we have a couple of those, Rocky Mountain PFA being one of them.
Like Ackworth,
Ackworth is one of them. Salicoa is one of them. So we do have those options.
Yep.
But now I get like why Dead Rabbit's like, this is not a good idea.
Oh, and it is like you really have to invest in better batteries if you want to spend all day out on the water. I mean, even here, some of these like hard labor, like was mentioned earlier in the comments, it's what 1,100 or 1,200 acres.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to fish, if you want to go to the end of it, I mean, you better have some good batteries for sure.
For sure. Now, Steve Billington, because he's just full of piss and vigor right there, or vinegar, whatever the hell you're supposed to say. Pull that up. He's in Missouri, but I'll go to Illinois and fish the lakes just to make a point. I get it, dude. Listen, but now that I know what he's
me
talking
too.
about,
You want to throw a tournament? Let's go.
the problem is, and it pulls up the Ryan Potts right there. Pull up Ryan Potts right there. Dead Rabbit sounds like they need better equipment. Happens all the time. Doesn't matter the size of the lake or the boat. You're only as good as your equipment, regardless. And I think a lot of people hear electric only, and they go out there thinking, and it happens on Latham and Hickory Lodge.
Dude,
Yeah.
when I first got, I've been doing this, 8, 9, 10 years now, but
Yeah.
we've all been there. I've
Oh,
run out
yeah.
of batteries so many times. I mean, luckily I've never been in a crazy predicament, but I've been, even this past year, I didn't have my back motor yet. I was pre-fishing out on Lake Blue Ridge. I knew I had
What's up,
a
Cody?
lot of longevity with my lithium batteries up front. And, on a normal fishing day, I can fish 2 days on a normal electric lake. But we went to Blue Ridge. I went all the way up the river, and I died coming in.
Yeah.
But I had some nice old ladies in a john boat, or not a john boat, a pontoon boat coming by me, and they were going to the ramp. And, they threw me a rope and pulled me back in. But, sometimes it happens. That's why I just believe it. You try to do good to people around you because you're going to be in that situation one day. But if you know you're going to go out there for a full day and you're doing this thing, you got to believe in your setup.
Pull up old Adam right there at the top. Why isn't a paddle a necessity for your electric boat, guys? We all got paddles on there. Trust me, we got it. But,
the day I was out there, it was so I would have drifted to the other bank, though, before I could have paddled.
Yeah,
it was bad out
Hogan
there.
says, what's up, Justin? You know him.
What's up, man? Yeah, I met him he mentioned the hard labor tournament on your lunch podcast, and I got with him and went and fished it. And me and John went and fished it. We finished 4th. One place out of the money.
That's the story of my life. I'm always one place out of the money. Now, Tim says, me and Justin, pull that up right there, ran from Little Ridge to the middle of Young Deer in 15-plus winds. It was a very trying time. And listen, here's the thing. Here's the truth, Dead Rabbit. Yeah. You can spend a lot of money on the equipment, sure. But, hell, gas motors break all the time. Not everybody's got these things. And sometimes guys push it. I've been known to hey, I might can fish a little bit longer here, and it bites me in the ass.
Well, you want to talk about pushing it. That's what Tim just said.
Yeah.
We had a tournament out of Little Ridge or whatever, which is in in Bald Ridge, and the only good bite we were on was in Young Deer, but we hit the main lake, and the wind was blowing straight down. And literally waves were coming over the bow, but we made it into Young Deer, and we were good. But I'd never seen him a little nervous, and he got to the
Tim
back of the
nervous?
boat. He was a little nervous. We were both a little nervous.
So our grumpy ass friend from Louisiana, who is totally anti-forward facing sonar, has showed
up. Is that griping and yiping?
Griping and yiping and cranking and yanking. Batteries will last longer if you turn off those 32-inch forward facing sonar screens. Cranking and yanking.
I only got 24 total, so we're good.
We love you, dude.
I got like 18 and one of them's not live, so get over it.
You know, look, but I mean, listen, though, Dead Rabbit, I get what you're saying, but the paddle as a regulation, I mean, is it a law in Georgia? You got to have a paddle? Hell, I don't. Is it? Ain't it a state law?
So.
I know we have one. Hogan went out on Saturday, wins over 25 plus, pretty sketch.
Yeah.
Listen, and you got some lakes like Varner. Like,
oh my God,
dude, it could be dead calm in the entire southeast. Like,
Except
seriously,
on
except
Varner.
on
That's
Varner.
how I feel like Latham is too.
That's
though.
how
Latham
that's
is
how
the
Latham
second
is,
one.
too.
Yeah.
Varner has no mountains or hills or anything. It's just flat. And yes, it gets windy as hell there. Now, Latham, though.
I live 7 minutes from Latham. I could be at my house and be like,
nice.
it's nice out
Nice,
here.
man.
And I'll go out there and it's blowing.
But the problem with Latham is as you're going up the lake, it's blowing in your face. You're thinking, well, hell, on the way back, it'll be at
and
my
then
back.
it turns.
Nope, it's in your face no matter which way you're going, whether you're in a kayak or electric only thing, no matter what. Dalton Daniels says, seems like the wind has been more of a challenge over the last 2 years than in the past. Global warming, something like that, I'm sure.
What about all the lightning, too?
Huh?
All the lightning.
All the lightning, all that.
I mean, I've never heard of so many people being struck by lightning until the past year or two. I mean,
think about that.
Think
day
about
we
it.
got stuck, dude. Me, him, and one of my buddies got stuck on Latham, dude. And out of nowhere, I looked at Justin.
like 2 weeks ago.
Justin, it's hailing. He goes, the hell it is. And all of a sudden, ting, 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 ting.
Oh, yeah. We got stuck out on Latham. We were on the bank for probably 45 minutes,
Dude.
an hour.
You didn't
nasty.
slam it up under the culvert?
We were
didn't make
mid-lake. We were towards the
you're
bowl.
mid-lake, you're screwed.
And it hit pretty quick.
I spent many an afternoon under the culvert or under the walkway going out to the actual drain
Yeah.
from the spillway. Well, you know, you do what
We
you
weren't
gotta
around
do.
anything.
Look at all the guys. There's Crankin for sure. Y'all, I bet Crankin actually has a 34-inch forward-facing sonar screen in his boat. I think that's the big thing. Crankin and yanking, yeah, he probably does. He probably does for sure. Now, Joshua says, I have TikTok batteries in my bass boat. They are great for cheap. You can, you know, when lithiums came out, it was really expensive. But over time, the price has come down.
Well, there are still expensive ones, right?
No, for sure.
You don't have to go out and get a Dakota lithium battery or an Amped Outdoors battery when you've got options like Lifetime that are a fraction of the price.
Oh,
$200 for a lithium battery is not expensive.
Yeah, it's not because, I mean, what's a regular 12-volt battery at Walmart now? A good one. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like a marine grade battery. I mean, it's like 160, 170. I would think.
Almost $200.
So,
Yeah.
I do get the cost for the, you know, but again, like everybody's saying, it's what you put into it.
Mhm.
But I promise you, I've had my ass kicked by a guy in a trolling motor many a time, and I got an Elko. So, is it worth getting a battery from TikTok?
Depends.
You can get a Lifetime off TikTok.
I mean, look up all the reviews and everything on it. I mean, that's what I did with my Lifetime ones.
Yeah.
I just looked up all the reviews. I mean, I know one guy that's got them. I reached out to him, and he said he has had 0 issues with them. And I've bought 4, and I've had one that's been weird charging, but I've literally got it running my live scope right now, and it's been good for 2 months. So
I would say when they first came out, I would always tell people this. Check the company because lithium batteries has such a long warranty. You want to make sure the company's still around. I get an email once a week from China saying, hey, we would love to put your company's logo on that and you sell these lithium batteries. And I always kind of like, well, I don't know that company. It probably would be okay now with the new technology, but I was always very hesitant. Like, okay, great. I put our name on it. I sell it. But then if there's a warranty issue, that company might not be there. But that's been several years ago. I think now pretty much the technology is there.
Most of the batteries all come from the same place. There's only
for sure.
There's only 2 or 3 people that actually mine the lithium and make the batteries.
Yeah. Who does Tesla's batteries?
I don't know.
Tesla's going to come out with a boat.
You think so?
You watch it. Hell, well, down at the Miami Boat Show, we saw some electric only rigs that were like, oh, I don't know, if you got $1 million to blow, maybe you can get them.
Well, I'm
Hey,
sure.
there.
There's a guy on hard labor I ran into before that had one of those stealth outboards, but his like battery setup was like Tesla batteries.
Yeah, you can
Remember
get
telling
it.
me about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's check out. I've ran 5 miles on my 100 amp lithium upriver and still have half of it when I get home. That's the big thing. Now, with the lithium battery, you're running 100% until it's out.
Yeah.
As opposed
but when
to lead
it's
acid.
done, you're dead.
When it's done. But now you got the apps on your phone.
Yeah, most of them have the Bluetooth monitoring.
Yeah.
You know what your charge percentage is.
and they go for a long
They do
time.
go for
Yeah.
a long time. As a long-time electric lake guy who has a bass boat now, I miss the electric lakes. So, like, we've been talking batteries and stuff for the most part.
That's my buddy Charles.
Is that your buddy Charles?
Y'all want to buy a Phoenix? He'll sell it to you.
You got a Phoenix? Hey, listen, you need to donate it to Fish North Georgia. We'll try to rig it for a tax write-off. You know, I need one like that. I've heard someone that has a new rig electric John boat, his whole floor is batteries. Listen, I got 3 fat girls worth of lead acid in my boat. All right, lithium's the way to go. You got to get it that way for sure. See, what is the temp on Lanier right now?
It was
Buzzer working it.
low
is
to,
it?
low to mid 70s when I was out there Saturday and Sunday.
And that's a good temp.
Yep.
That is a good temp. We ain't even
Latham
talked
was
fishing yet.
72 degrees today.
You don't have to pull it up. I'm just going to go through some real quick. What's the reason for needing 3 to 4 trolling motors? Would a new electric outboard be against the rules? No, Brad Silvers, not at all. Just it's sometimes when we're talking about cost, it's
cheaper.
easier for a guy to buy a $99, couple of $99, $159 trolling motors with a couple of 12-volt batteries, and that'll get you started. And then you can upgrade to the electric outboard. So nothing against the rules. It's just an easy way for guys to get into it. We have a nuclear power plant cooling lakes that are purposely built on a plateau that must run gas motors. That's interesting. I ain't never heard of that. Real backwaters. I use Watt Cycles, Steve Billington, Power Queen, Lifetime, Beaver. Did I say that right? Is it Beaver, Vever?
Something like that.
Good
It's
with all
Beaver.
3. Dead Rabbit says, I'm unsure about electric outboards. Pull that up. It goes when you hit it, it goes silent on this side. I'm unsure about the electric outboard. That's just trolling motor. They state no gas on board.
That means if it's battery powered, you can use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I got what you're saying. Slick Johnson, I see you over there on TikTok, big dog. Hope you're doing all right. Now, Crank It and Yankee says, come on. It's a 17-foot tracker, not much room for anything but me. Listen, the boat I fish out of is a 17.2 Triton, so it's just like a bass tracker. If anyone lives near Illinois, near Perryville, Missouri, they have Perry County Lake that is around 100 acres that is no wake, only for 10 horsepower or more. We didn't even talk fishing yet. We'll get to the fishing part here in a second. Let's scroll on down. Keep scrolling because we're getting ready to 72 on Lanier. Rig up you a generator and get you a sprocket and chain and get to paddling. Keep them batteries going. Like that is the most Louisiana thing I've ever heard right there. I guess you Cajuns down there would do something like that. You guys are very, use your ingenuity. Go ahead and scroll all the way down. Let's go ahead because we get behind in the thing. I am a Yankee. Who you talking? He's a Yankee there. Doug Rice, do you guys use solar chargers on board? And if so, does it really help? I don't think it helps because it's like a trickle charge.
I don't believe in them.
I don't know. Do you? I don't. I know ePropulsion sells them, and some of the other companies sell them, but I think it's more of a trickle charge for
I'm not
after
sure.
the fact. Aaron goes, "What's fast for an electric boat? Unless you're Carrie Bell."
No, I mean, I
Yeah.
would say I would say average is 6 to 8, and that's with, a couple trolling motors, you can, reach
Yeah.
6, but, even mine, I've got an electric outboard, but my boat's pretty heavy because I still got a lot of waterlogged foam and stuff. I'm getting about 6.5,
Yeah.
but I can go 6.5, almost all day long, wherever
sure.
I want. But some of them, the faster ones, I would say 18 to 25.
You
And
can
then
get
you got,
some
and
up
then
there.
you got Carrie
And then
Bell
you got Carrie.
going 35. And I saw something last week, if he gets a few things figured out, he should hit 40. So that's
He's on plane.
That's crazy. That's pushing it.
He's on plane for sure. Now, Steve says, I use a solar panel on my rooftop tent for my Jeep secondary power system, but not much on the water for sure. Adam says, do y'all limit your rod selection each trip out, or are your rigs large enough to carry a bunch of rods? Now, some guys do. Some guys do have boats big enough.
Even
that
if
they
they're
can
not
do it.
big enough, I think some guys still put the rods in them.
Yeah, no, they do. They do. I
I
don't.
15 to 25
A piece.
rods
Well,
every
yeah, I
time
was
we
saying,
go out
I usually
together.
bring 12 to 15 at least. So
You guys are
I've got
just y'all
another
killing
8.
me.
I just don't like to retie. I mean, unless I have to. So I'm bringing what I want to possibly throw.
Justin Ortiz, zoom off. That's what you do in the electric only world. Okay, we zoom. I mean, all of a sudden it sounds like a bunch of damn bumblebees going. We take out
It's like a herd of snails.
herd of snails. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Now, Bruce Millard up here in Pennsylvania. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Water temp is low 60s. Buzzbait is on. So is a square bill. Greatest time of the year. And with that comment, we're going to adjust into actual talk about fishing.
Who likes the fall bite better than spring bite?
You like the fall bite better than spring? What
Yeah, I
about
do.
you?
Man, I just like to catch fish.
I know you
I
don't
mean,
give a
and I
shit.
just like I like to figure them out. I mean, I love my favorite's the spring though. My
Spring.
favorite's the spring.
What about you there, Mr. Big Glide Bait?
I like the fall.
You like the fall?
Summer going into fall transition, I think, is the best time.
Why am I the only one who likes the winter?
I mean, I like to fish.
Hogan says the winter.
365
No,
days a
yeah.
year.
I do. I
Expect that.
think the winter, like if you look at tournaments, you get the biggest bags in the winter,
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
especially on lakes like Lanier. Well, a spotted bass lake, because spots are just dumb and they bite you.
Yeah, but I mean, fish are fish. I mean, even like
gotta
last
be
year at
regardless.
Hickory Log, that was my first year out there with live scope, and I got a lot of big fish out on bait. I mean, on a minnow,
yeah,
that are out on bait. Like it's 30, 40 degrees outside, and fish are supposed to be glued to the bottom. But man, I caught a lot of them on a minnow just out cruising that are around bait fish.
So you guys are throwing it out there on both. So like I got a winter boat, I got spring, summer, and fall boat. Winter, the fish are more packed together, easier to catch for me. I like the spring. What's up, Danny, with Crossbait Co? I like the spring, summer, and then the fall. When the fall is over, I like the winter. I don't blame you at all. The fall bite is better in the rivers than the spring. Fall bite, fall, cranking and buzzing. Fall is the best time catching fish. Cranking and yanking. Said I went out on Caddo Sunday. Did he say so? Yeah, Sunday and only caught 4 all dinks. Fall hasn't made it this far south yet. That's Louisiana for you. Steve says I like the spring better because winter is depressing and follows fall for sure. Whenever the wake boats are gone, that's one thing you don't have to mess with on these electric only reservoirs. Varner is in the fall is fun. Fall to winter becoming my favorite. I like it all year, but I like fall and the winter. That's from our buddy in Kentucky. It's all over the place. Seems like the big girls bite better in the winter. Brian Justice, 100%. Now, Bottom Line Outdoors has a question, and you guys can answer this. I'm going to give it to you, Justin, first. Finesse buzzbait. And I don't know exactly what you mean. I'm just going to assume smaller buzzbait. What trailer should I use? And you like topwater.
Yeah, I love topwater. And I mean, I've only thrown a finesse buzzbait like once, and that was at Hickory Log. And usually because they've just got smaller fish. But I didn't put a trailer on it. But what I did, because I was throwing it on a spinning rod, it was an 1/8 ounce Strike King buzzbait. What I did was I put a chunk of worm, just threaded a chunk of worm up on it just for the weight.
To help you throw it.
Just
so
to
it was
help
on,
me
it was
throw
on,
it.
It was on the shank of the hook, not off the hook.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, yeah. And I really don't throw a smaller buzzbait. I mean, I usually just throw a 3/8. I mean, either a silent or a clacking.
I got you.
But the finesse, when I did that, I didn't put a regular trailer on the back.
I'm not even going to talk to you about it because I know you don't throw anything that damn small.
Not in a long.
No, that's what I'm saying. Alex, do you throw any finesse?
Yeah,
buzzbaits?
I throw that Brazalo wee whacker,
Yep.
and I put the
Tactical.
Tactical Fishing Company.
Tack
I put the tack toad on it.
I knew
'cause
that was
I
coming.
do have the buzzbaits. I haven't bought any tack
Hey,
toads
hold
yet,
on a second.
but-
Alex, let's go ahead and get the once daily, every Tuesday night shout out for tactical out of the way. And your code.
I use the tack toad. It was made for it. I also like the MRE on it. They both work really well. You can use that. You can use Alex at checkout. Save 10%.
That's what I was looking for. Evergreen has a solid buzz bait. Let's see. Danny sounded like an auctioneer. I can do it, babe. Now, I saw somebody from Sacramento pull up catching bass and haul as. You guys have the best freaking screen names ever. One day we're going to write a book just talking about all the different screen names we get. I'm in Sacramento, California, and fall is becoming my new favorite because spring has too many damn bugs. Dude, you ought to be down here in Georgia in the summer. I don't know what the bugs are like in California, but I can tell you around here, it's miserable.
Yeah.
But I get it. You know, there's a few less mosquitoes around here in the fall, but I think everybody likes it for that too. We've been dealing with the heat all summer long, and like, don't get me wrong, we love to fish, but eventually it's
but
hot
I
as
feel
hell.
like when you get into the fall, you really have to try to get sneaky with them.
Yes, you do.
Because they have seen so many baits all year long, and they do get tough to catch.
I get it. Dalton Daniels on TikTok says winter fishing here, big fish and little pleasure boats. And that's a big thing, especially on like Lanier and Allatoona. But dude, we'll fish a tournament. You've probably seen it. We'll go out of Bald Ridge Marina in January, and somebody out there is on a jet ski.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna be out
And
there.
I think I didn't fish the elite tournaments, the last year, maybe the year before, but I know the first few years I did, they had a big boat show going out of Bald Ridge the same weekend we had a tournament. So there was always giant yachts pushing waves around.
Hey, pull up old Crankin' and Yankin right there, because listen, he's a man after my own heart. The Wacky Worm is a great trailer. Just drop the buzz rod and grab the Wacky rod. 100%, dude. That's why I like you, man. Bill Bates, he's a 3-inch beaver style bait. G-Man Buzz, I see a lot of that. Alex's code is lame. Mine is better. Steve,
hey, get out of here,
code out there
Jacker.
for sure. Duck Hunters and Harley's on float pods. I get that for sure, 100%. Let's see. Fall and winter is definitely my favorite time. Now, Charles Britt. Now, we're going to have some different opinions on this. And guys in the comments will have different opinions. What is the best electric lake in Georgia to fish?
For what?
We're going to go with bass.
And you want to catch them?
You're going to catch numbers? Or you're going to catch big ones?
Well,
That is a
hell.
loaded question.
Okay, well, load the hell out of it and answer both of them. Okay, I'll let you start. For numbers and then big fish. John, go ahead. Throw it out there.
I'll pick hickory log for both.
That's
what? A good, yeah.
It is actually good.
That is good.
I make it easy and make it hard at the same time.
I don't like hickory log near as much as I like my lake, but you're
neither.
right.
I ain't going to ruin your lake.
You're not going to ruin my lake. But hickory log, if you want to go over and catch 50, you can.
If you want to catch a 6+ pounder,
you can. We say it all the time. There's 2 types of bass in every lake. In hickory log, this is like very true in hickory log. There's 12-inch bass, and there's bass that eat 12-inch bass.
Yeah, amen.
And hickory log has that.
That's all.
I do think hickory log. Now again, we're partial to North Georgia, but I do think hickory log is a sleeper on giant fish.
I think so.
Because the biggest fish I see on social media every year from an electric only lake, at least what we see, comes out of hickory log. And it might
but
be
hickory log's full of dinks.
It's a ton of dinks. You know what it is? It's a buffet. That's
It
all
is.
them big bass eat.
Well, yeah, because once they get a certain size, they're eating their brothers.
Now, Hogan says Varner has some big ones in it. Just because I'm close, I've seen what comes out of hard labor for sure. We don't get to fish that as much. What's your favorite there, Justin?
Ooh, man. It'd be hard to go against that just for being around here for both. But, I mean, I don't know. I can go catch some good numbers at Latham, but that's not where I would go to target a giant. I mean, I don't really catch many giants. I don't know where I'd go. If I had to catch a giant.
Wouldn't you go to Rocky?
I don't know. Rocky's gotten hard.
Yeah, but
I'd go to Rocky in February.
Okay, but for somebody that didn't watch past episodes, tell them what you and Tim did out there one day, your best 5 out at Rocky.
Well,
come on, just tell
if we want to put it on camera, we'll say what Tim did, because we went to Rocky one day and it was just on.
It was in the dirt.
On, and they were in the dirt, and our best 5 was 35.75. But I'll give Tim his credit. Every one of those fish was his.
But you caught fish too.
Oh, I probably had a 23 to 26 pound bag myself from the back of the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an unreal day, but every time I'd catch one, I'd be like, heck yeah, I'd be like a 6'2". He'd be like a 7'2".
Yeah.
I mean, and then I'd catch like a 5'9", and he'd be like a 7'1".
But
so it was crazy.
But that's a 7 pound average. Over 7 pounds.
It was. I mean, we probably caught 25 to 30 fish that day, and all of them over 3 pounds.
And if you go back in the archives and watch the show that him and Tim were on, let's just say that night you were kind of excited.
Yeah, I got fired up about it.
You got fired up about that. That's where the infamous, if you ever hear us say it's in the dirt, That's where it come from. But you'd have to go back and watch it yourself to appreciate that, because I think you probably were pre-gaming pretty hard that night.
Pretty hard
that night. So it was very good. one of the best ones. Brad Silvers. Pull it up right there. 2 questions. Best water temp for a 7+ inch glide, and are you fishing it up shallow or sinking it using forward-facing sonar? John, I'll let you have that question.
So the best water temp for any glide, I'll be honest with you, is anything over 55 degrees, but I prefer 65 to 75 just because every big fish I've ever caught has come off of not using forward-facing sonar in that water temp. That's all I can give you.
That's all you can give on that?
Yeah.
Now, okay, first of all, Doug Rice, I appreciate you being a new member. Guys, also, too, hey, listen, we want everybody to be a subscriber, but if you are a supporting member of the channel, the first of each month, for the next 3 months for sure, we're going to have a drawing. And if you're a $4.99 member, you get 1 ticket. If you're a $9.99 member, you get 2 tickets. We gave away a JC Elite reel from Spro last month. I got another one coming November 1st. So you better better get your name on there and support us a little bit. Give us some money. It's a cup of coffee for some of you guys if you enjoy what we do. But I do appreciate you there, Doug. But again, if you want to be in the drawing, and we're going to do that continually at the beginning of each month for all of our members, for sure. Let's see. Real backwaters. Now, again, here's a Southern boy. Here's a Flatlander down there. For big fish, Okmulgee PFA or Dodge PFA. Now, I've heard a lot about those. I have not fished them. Now, you're getting down. That's below Macon, or is it around Macon?
I'm not sure where those
Where
are.
is that at, real backwaters? But listen, us Northern boys, we hear a lot about that. Now, this is one that's kind of, we have this conversation a lot. Pull up old Carver right there. Anyone fished Lake Heath, and this is at Rocky Mountain PFA. This is the trophy lake. And is it a numbers lake or a big fish lake or both? Let me give him my opinion, because then I'm going to go pee, and you got to talk for a while, Justin. So this is going to be on you, okay? Because I know you fish Rocky a lot. I personally think that the other 2 lakes, East Antioch and West Antioch, are better lakes than the trophy lake at Rocky Mountain for both numbers and size. That's just my opinion. You're the Rocky Mountain expert, and Tim, you can chime in right there because he said the log. He was answering your kind of the question before.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on Heath Lake, and is it worth it, or should you just fish the other lakes?
Yeah, I mean, I've honestly never fished the trophy lake. I've talked to a lot of people that have, and I've always heard that the other 2 lakes, like Danny was saying, are better. I've seen good fish come out of all of them, but like I said, I've never personally fished the trophy lake. The other lake, like I said, from what I hear, it sets up pretty similar. But we've done really well on the other 2 lakes. There's no tournaments or anything on the trophy lake, so if I'm going to make that drive, I mean it's a little over an hour for me. I'm going to fish the lakes that I have a tournament coming up on and learn those as much as I can. But the East and West Antioch are chock full of biggins. Like I said, I mean, I've caught 4 or 5 over 7.5 pounds out of those 2 lakes, and several 20-pound bags, a couple 27-pound bags and a 35-pound bag. So, like I said, if I'm going to go tomorrow, even if it was before the 10th, I would pick the East or West Antioch for sure.
I got you. You did a good job.
I appreciate it.
This prostate doesn't work as fast as it used to.
I tried to listen to the drip.
Did you listen to it? Was you timing out your answer?
I was timing you.
Atlanta Outdoors. I don't even know how to pronounce this lake. Tobasofsky?
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
That's where the TEC is this coming year.
Is it? Is it a good lake?
Nope.
Okay.
I saw a club have a tournament there a few weeks ago, and it took like 9 pounds to win out of some hammers. So
it figures the TEC would be there then.
Yep.
Justin went back the next day and got 2 bites. It was a magical day compared to that day you and Tim
It was pretty crazy. I went back the very next day, and we had a whole front come in, and that's just where the fisherman junkie got the best of me. And I'm just like, man, I wonder what they do tomorrow. Because I didn't expect to go catch them like we did. And I went back, and it was tough. But the 2 I caught were like, I mean, I probably had 2 for 10 pounds.
Gotcha.
But
We're going to pull up John G's next, but I'm going to answer catching bass and hauling ass there. Y'all need a Pro and Joe episode to compare and contrast bass fishing tips and tricks. I tell you what, like I talked to Tucker Smith today. He's going to come on. Drew Cook will be on here in the next few weeks. Kyle Welcher will be on in the next few weeks. And so, listen, if you want to kind of compare those things, like in the comments section, we kind of do it that way as well. So if we hear a pro saying something, you guys are more than welcome because you run the show of throwing out what you think, and I'll read them all. And then we'll get, whatever you say, we'll compare it to what, say, Tucker says or just, Drew, and then we'll see. And lots of times when we do that, they're willing to kind of comment back on what you say. So even though they're both not in the studio at the same time, because like Tucker will have to kind of pipe in or something, and Drew will pipe in because he's in South Georgia, we still get that ability to do that. And I do find it interesting. And listen, just because somebody's an elite pro, if they're not doing something you think you can do it better, hey, throw it out there. Because sometimes the best episodes and the most you guys are going to learn from is when we have the local guy on. Sometimes the local guy is willing to let go of a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I do want to say something about the whole Tucker Smith thing. I think it's awesome that he won that tournament.
Hell yeah.
And because, I mean, so many people are, I'm at that age where, like, I'm 32, I believe. I think I just turned 32.
You're a kid.
But, like, he's obviously, probably 10, 12 years younger than me.
Yep.
But I have also been fishing since I was in diapers.
Yes.
So it's like the people, right now, though, I catch them. A lot of my fish I catch are forward-facing sonar. But I still think I kick your teeth in, without it.
I know you
But
will.
it's just like, I don't know. A lot of those guys do get a bad rap, but you have to do in the world that we live in. If you've got the technology, if he was not using it, he'd get his teeth kicked in. You know what I'm saying?
On an elite level.
On the elite level, because there is a time where if you're not doing it, you're missing the curve. And then there's a time where it doesn't matter the time if nobody else has it. So I think it's cool for him and that Hayden Marbut, another young guy, to go out there and finish in the top without a meal to finish 15th out of almost 200 people.
You had 183 of the best anglers across the three major tournament trails, plus guys, from college, the BFLs, those things. So I mean, like, you talking about having a stacked field.
And people that talk about, the cheating, this and that, like, you got to listen to a lot of the backstories too. Like, Tucker Smith is pretty much a prodigy of Aaron Martin's.
Yes.
Like, he grew up down the road from Aaron Martin's, and like I said, I just know this from listening to podcasts and stuff, but it's, I mean, you telling me somebody that spent a lot of time with Aaron Martin's don't know a little bit, and you even hear Paul Marks and Emil talk about how good he is with the side imaging and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's he's the real deal. And then, like I said, I just try to think about myself and how I can catch them shallow and how I can catch them on a top water and spinnerbait. But then you add in live scope and you add a whole other tool.
Different thing, yeah.
Like you make that person that was already good and dangerous a lot more dangerous.
I think what you just described is Trey McKinney too.
100%.
He grew up fishing all these lakes. Nobody talks about up there doing tournaments from a young age.
I mean, could you imagine me at 10, 12 years old going to fish with Andy Morgan?
Yeah.
Learning how to flip a jig, because that is my biggest weakness is a jig. I mean, I just don't throw it. But tell me if I wasn't 10, 12 years old and got to go spend a day with Andy Morgan and to be able to have that in my arsenal.
And not to mention, we can talk about all the information that's out there on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I would say I'm part of that generation.
You are.
Yeah, 100%. If I watch TV, it's watching YouTube. And I'm not trying to watch where anybody's catching fish or this or that, but it's like, what's the latest and greatest? What is he catching him on? Or, he's on this herring lake. What kind of sneaky bait is he throwing at him?
And how can I apply that to my fish?
Yeah, 100%. That's all it is.
We talk about that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I get it. And
we spend hours bouncing shit off each other's heads.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time, Alex.
Yep.
I mean, these young guys, they just will kick your ass.
I mean, we've spent 10, 12, 15 years just watching YouTube. Us that are, there's a small population of us.
You young guys, go ahead and call me old. But
I'm just saying, there's still a small population.
It's a buck bass. You buck bass out there.
That are that die hard about fishing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I said, when I sit down and watch TV, I don't turn on much. I turn on YouTube and I'm like, what's the newest thing out on? You know what I'm saying? How did Jacob Wheeler win this last tournament? Like
Yeah.
He didn't
You
even
look
make
like you
the top
got, you got
50.
something to say. Put that camera on you because I see you back there like you're
Jacob
priming
Wheeler
up.
didn't even make the top 50 this
I
time.
know, I
Who-
saw that.
Who didn't?
Jacob Wheeler.
69th.
Who was that?
Jacob Wheeler.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
Didn't
right.
even make it. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think it just goes to show just the talent level. And
It
that's,
does.
that's why I say the best thing we ever did here was make friends with the Emils,
100%.
The
I mean, that's the
Tuckers,
best
you know,
business strategy.
all of them. Because again, and I've said it, like, I mean, I have conversations with not a ton of them, but I mean, I can pull up Trey McKinney and just text him
Yeah.
and he'll answer like he did yesterday and all that. You can ask them questions and all that, but when they get to where they're here, man, I
They'll
got
remember you.
my foot in the
Yeah,
door right there.
Exactly, dude.
And still, like, listen, I'm gonna tell you, like, Emil Wagner is like the nicest.
He really is.
Young-
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
meet
yeah.
him. I messaged him on Facebook several years ago when he went on his crazy Lanier, like won like 7, 8 in a row, like
Yeah.
everything he entered. And I'm like, dude, keep doing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he messaged me back. He's like, thanks, dude. I appreciate you, watching out. And I'm just like, dude, keep killing it.
He
Like,
is. He's just kind of laid back with
Yeah.
that hair, like, yeah, man. He's cool. I feel like a part of the small group that behind the scenes you guys are studying a lot.
Mhm.
I think that's your generation.
Oh yeah.
John.
Yeah, I can't
oh,
help it. Like I literally just eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Oh, I know you
I
do.
I can't help it. Like,
I know you do. And listen, and you got to help because I know Tim's your partner. Tim's my age.
Oh yeah.
You got to help us old guys.
Oh, I do.
out,
I
you
try
know.
to. If he would have got on the minnow a few months before he did, we would have won even more
I know
because I was catching him from the back of the boat, and once I got my live scope, I'm like, dude, you have to go buy these baits, and then he's been hooked on the minnow.
Well-
since.
It was ridiculous. Let me tell you about the amount of time I spent playing Netman for this man on your left.
Oh, I know.
Dude, this guy was like, check out what I'm throwing on this minnow deal. And I was like, what? And he goes, nobody's doing it. And he'd go up there and all of a sudden you just hear it. Zzz.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, dude.
Yeah,
can I-
and it's no
can I
different than
cast?
people talking about rate of fall with a worm and this and that. The minnow, you can't just take a minnow and go throw it on any jig head or this or that. You have to play with rate of fall and size of minnow and this and that, and everything comes into play. I mean, I'm no master minnower.
Master Minner.
I'll be pretty
There's a
honest. Like
dozen.
I'm pretty confident with it. The past 3 or 4 times I went out, I haven't even tied a minnow on just so I could throw other stuff.
I feel like I probably bought your entire minnow selection with the money you've taken from me. Steve Billington right there. Like we need to figure out like how much money you and Tim have taken from me over the past few years because it's a $1 or two.
I can't tell my wife because his wife and my wife are friends now. So
Oh yeah, I get it.
it's not gonna
You're
work.
the guy that comes in here and pays cash because he doesn't want proof of what he's spending on
No,
the
she
credit
knows
card and all
what
that.
I'm spending, 100%. But she
John-
don't need to know how much money I'm losing to my
No,
friend.
well, listen, I come home from every tournament. My wife goes, "Did you get a check?" And I go, "No." She goes, "Figures." She knows. She knows. I'm like, "Honey, it's a business decision. I'm there to shake hands, kiss babies, do all that kind of stuff." All right, pull up old Steve Billington. John, this is for you. What's your 2 biggest pieces of advice for someone who's never thrown a glide, doesn't have dedicated glide gear, and is interested in trying out without breaking the bank? 2 pieces of advice for like a 22 question right there.
Steve, I'm gonna have to come back to you, but what is the biggest rod that you own as far as weight wise, not necessarily size? Because if you don't have one that goes, let's say over an ounce and a half at minimum,
1 to 2.
you ain't throwing any glide baits on the market without snapping a tip or
Got to have the rod.
breaking it
I
on
mean
the
that
cast
5-inch Buka glide, that would be probably about the only
rod.
one.
The resin.
Yeah, the one you could buy in the
Maybe,
store.
Maybe the GMS or
You
GSM or
gotta
whatever
have
goes.
over an ounce rod. It's an
Still,
ounce.
yeah,
It's 1.5
still
ounces,
ounce.
I
Gotcha.
think. I'm not.
But I would
completely sure,
still say even like
You
a
could-
7.6 medium heavy though
But
would
peop-
still throw that one.
people mistake though that when you like Justin, you've been with me before and you've thrown them before. It's you can't just bomb that thing like you would a jig or a shaky
Oh, yeah.
head or anything. Like you have to push.
You have to load it, and
And
yeah, you have
you
to
can't
cast it
just whip that thing. You're
specifically.
gonna break it.
What's
so-
this? You like your new rod?
Oh, dude, let me brag on that.
What
KGB
rod?
hat.
What rod do you have now that you
Oh.
really like because you have a really cool friend over here to your
So,
left?
the guy right here on my left. Smile for me.
That would be me. That would be me right here.
gave me a KGB Chad Shad rod. And let me tell you something about throwing this Chad Shad rod. Like, I bragged about it without owning one, and then I caught a fish on it. And I was like, dude, you don't even have to set the hook.
Did you catch your big one on it?
No.
Oh,
I caught it on a 9-inch, but that MFR rod loads up the same way, but it's heavier. That 6-cents rod than the KGB Chad Shad rod, so it throws a 7-inch the exact same way it's throwing my 9s, dude. So I pitched that thing up on the bank today.
But it's light, ain't it?
Oh my gosh, it's got the reel butt on. It's the longest reel butt seat I have, dude.
Nice.
I'm telling you,
And that is a Spro rod right there. Yeah.
I had a 2-pounder come up and light up on it, dude. I didn't even have to swing. It was just like whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was just like, yeah, you're mine.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Dad?
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Hey, scroll all the way down.
I was Dad.
Scroll all the way down.
Everyone is Dad.
Guys, if we missed a comment, throw it back up there because we're like, you know how we get to when we're talking. We're so far behind on the comments, and it's like 15,000. And listen, Far Dog is giving you the daily thing now. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up, or he's going to fuss at you the entire episode until you guys do it. But yeah, go ahead and scroll all the way down. Are you caught up?
Yep.
Let's start with Tyler O'Neill. If we missed your comment or question, throw it out there again. Do you keep stock hooks on the 5-inch trick shad? I caught a 10-pound striper on mine Friday and bent the front hook out. That would be a you question. And then we'll do catch, bass, haul, as next.
No, I don't, Tyler.
You don't keep the stock hooks?
No, I change them out.
To what?
Usually,
Owner, wasn't it?
yeah, it was the owner BKK 36 and 26.
Okay, there you go.
Me and Justin were talking about that the other day. Some of them have straight shank hooks, and I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm sure you can. It's giant. See how
I'm
these
a
hooks
fan
are
of the
straight?
shank.
You like the straight
I
shank?
like the straight.
Some of these baits work with straight shanks. Some of them do not. Like my 7-inch does not. So these are owner ST41s, I believe.
Turn that thing. It looks prettier when you hold it that way.
Where's the camera?
There
There you go.
it
You're
is.
good right there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice shot
That's
right
a pretty
there.
bait.
It is a pretty bait.
I don't know if you can see that, but see how those hooks bend in?
If you go buy the Spro KGB Chad Shad rod, you can throw it, right?
Yep. Amen.
There you go.
Spend $500.
You didn't.
Bait and rods.
You never know. Catching bass, hauling ass.
I
pull
like
that question up.
dude.
What baits do you use all year that you have to step up to the Magnum version in the fall,
Ooh.
which is against what a lot of people do and going smaller in the fall?
Mm-mm.
So do you have a bait that you use winter, spring, summer, but you get to the fall and you're like, I'm going to step up. And then I want you to pull what you were catching them on the day because I know you brought it. And
Yeah, so I mean, I
get
feel
close to
like
that mic.
I feel like the fall is it's either big or small. Like I went out today and I took 3 top waters. I took a normal walking bait, just your regular. I think it was a Berkeley.
There's a Berkeley top water.
Yeah,
bait.
Berkeley top water, and I took a riser bait, and I took this Cast OG. And that is the only top water that I could get bit on. I was throwing the riser over fish, and they were busting and everything, and I could not get bit on anything but this Cast OG. And I don't know if it was because of the size, if it was because of the action, but I caught 8 on that and had 5 or 6 pull off. And like I said, I was throwing they were busting bait. I would throw a riser in there and nothing. I would look at them with live scope and they would follow it. I would throw my normal walking bait, but I would pick that up and throw it in there and work it a few times. And like I said, I caught 8 on it and had several more pull off of it.
Gotcha.
How are you working it?
Just reeling it where it dive a little bit and float back up, and soon on that rock they would smoke it.
Can I say that? Can I show them the little adjustment you made?
Yeah.
So when Franco was on, was it about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, he talked about putting a little weight on. So what you can't see here is on the very back right here, he has added a little bit of weight right here, which takes the Cast OG and sits it in the water like this too.
Yep. And that's what Franco said. That was huge on it sitting, almost vertical instead of parallel.
Like a pencil popper.
Yep. And I've caught lots and lots and lots and lots of fish on it, the normal way, but I definitely feel like, even, great baits, sometimes you have to tweak them because fish just see so many of the same thing. So, this same bait, like even Franco's probably isn't weighted exactly like mine.
Sure.
So it's just totally different, and I've actually wrapped lead wire around the back of it, not even the hook, like the back of the bait, and then I super glued it.
Oh,
So it is not moving.
and you added that feathered treble, right?
I did add this. This is from just a jig or a flutter spoon,
Right.
and
So
it's been out from today.
So the big bait worked though.
Big bait was what they wanted.
I see a worm. Guys go bigger with a worm, and then go
That's
up one.
Ron.
I missed a question right there. Keep on going. Ron Bond the second.
I love Ron.
You like Ron?
That's my buddy, dude.
That's your buddy. He throws a bigger worm.
Mason's father-in-law. He's a hammer.
That's your father-in-law?
Mason's father.
Mason's father-in-law. Okay, I got bass time with Diaz. John, what rod and line do you recommend to throw a 6-inch bull shad, trick shad, the resin kind?
So it depends. Do you want to go cheap or do you want to actually do everything officially the first time go? But I recommend 20-pound P line, clear or CXX is the bigger one. I throw that on a lot of my bigger baits. Usually something that's weighted anywhere from 1 to 3 ounces, just in case you need to weight that bait down any more than that. And then I throw it on a 7-1-1 reel. Your choice.
What rod again?
Probably the KGB rod, or if you want to save money, the Daiwa DXS.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. So
But
you
yeah,
said KGB. I
that
was really
KGB
honestly
rod
asking
is
the question.
money, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Dead
spoiled.
Rabbit. Have you seen the new Epic bait molds? The finesse 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce, 4 to 5 different jig heads, including Z-Man's chatterbait copy. No, I have not seen this. Fishbone on TikTok just joined. What's up, Big John and Justin? This is John Long. Good Lord, John Long. Ain't seen you in a while.
What's up, man?
What's up,
Fishbone.
man?
That's one of our northern friends.
Yeah.
I like John.
We
He's
won't
cool.
use the Y word there. We'll just say northern friends.
I think
right there.
him and John actually met. We were out on Hickory Log.
Oh, yeah.
And we ran into John Long.
Yeah, that's where we met him.
You meet John, you remember John for sure. Right there.
He's a
Not
good
that I
dude,
don't
man.
love you, John. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
You're very
he's
memorable.
Those northern folk, they easy to remember. Aren't
They are.
He likes some
I'm just
background.
saying he might. Don't hate. Okay, he said it. Don't hate on this Yankee. I was waiting for you to say it. I was waiting for you to say it, but yeah. Pull up Tim. Right there. Justin sent me a 7-minute video from Hickory Log one day, and he caught 10 bass on 12 casts with a minnow. He's the man.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's a
Shaking that
hammer.
minnow.
Yeah,
Shaking
last
that
year I
minnow.
found them. They were just that video I sent him. They were stacked up on the power line. You go past the island, the
Yeah.
Hickory Log,
Oh,
on
yeah.
the power line.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because a lot of times when you have a school of fish and you catch one, the whole school comes.
You guys on Lake Lanier know exactly what he's talking about.
And 90% of lakes. But what happened was these fish were set up at like 18 to 20 foot, and I would let my minnow would fall, and several of them would rise, and I would just keep shaking it. And as soon as one come out, like say there's a school of 30, and 10 of them would actually rise and look at it, you'd have 1 or 2 come up, and I would just start reeling it away. They'd eat it, and the other ones would go back down. And I'd catch the one, and
So-
I'd cast back in there, and
So they were doing opposite of what they should have done.
yeah,
Most of the time it blows
was
it up.
most of the time they all follow it to the boat, but the one would come out and rush out and eat it, and the rest of them would go back, and
Yeah.
I'd fight the one and cast in there and catch another.
Oh, I got it. Now, pull up my buddy Coleman here.
Hmm.
I can't wait to go to his wedding. I get to dress like a cowboy at this wedding. I
Are
hope
you
you get.
officiating it?
No, I ain't doing the wedding. I'm just
Oh.
going to it. But I don't understand your question here. What voice would Big Bait John recommend for a beginner this fall?
Usually Johnny Cash or Josh
Yeah.
Turner.
That's why I pulled it up. So listen, Coleman, fix your question. Fix your question right there. So I don't know what
I'm guessing
voice.
what bait
Yeah, what bait? Let's do that. Let's
or
just say.
cadence or
I think he's probably talking about one of these big ass swim baits that you like to throw.
Oh, he might be talking about my mimicry. When I play with the baits, I won't.
You won't. Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
it.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Cadence.
Yeah,
like
so
what
do that.
cadence.
Like when you're throwing, you go, won't. Won't.
You
He
can
just
ask
wanted to
Justin,
hear it.
dude. You can ask
You hear him?
Justin.
Does he say that when he's doing it?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
How
It's
annoying.
annoying.
Christian Foreign. Right there.
Awesome.
Appreciate you joining us tonight. Do y'all have fall/winter colors that you gravitate towards throwing? I know I do. Alex, put the camera on you. I'm gonna wake you up back there. Let you start with this.
I throw the same colors
I know
no
you
matter
do.
what, dude.
That's why I did it. What color do you throw?
So If I'm throwing like a fluke or something, it'll be a herring color. I like chartreuse and white for other minnow stuff, and black and blue worms.
Yeah. You're very
Yeah.
easy to predict.
Yeah, black
Back
and blue
there.
worms.
I like Alex. He keeps it simple.
Alex keeps it simple.
He's good, man.
He is good. He catches a lot of fish. Now go ahead, Justin. You colors that you gravitate towards fall and winter.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just water clarity based. I mean, if it's clear water, I'm gonna go, anything natural, and if you got some stain to it, I'm gonna go my more bright whites and chartreuses and stuff like that. But yeah, for most part, like I said, I'm just gonna kind of match the hatch and go off with the water clarity.
Okay, I got you. What about you, John?
Pretty much the same thing, except Christian, I'm going to be throwing something above average. Let's be honest.
I would say this, but I'm kind of anything on a spotted bass lake year round. I don't care if it's fall, winter, summer, whatever. Purple.
Yeah, purple.
Like your jigs, your worms, or something. Anything that's got a little purple flake or purple accents, purple.
Yeah.
So I don't really change now. Again, with the flukes and stuff like that, I know a lot of people here recently been throwing a lot of chartreuse, straight chartreuse flukes, which we all know is not chartreuse to a bass. It's more of a whitish kind of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I actually changed. I think more people change size, either going bigger or going smaller, than actually change
But
color.
I saw something the other day that a chartreuse is not white to a fish because they can see UV.
So what color?
So it's bright.
Bright
to them.
white.
Yeah, that's
bright.
yes.
Yeah.
It is. It really kicks.
Thad
Yep.
said it's more like a silver.
like a
Gotcha.
silver. It
yeah,
kicks.
yeah, I could see that.
But it's not yeller.
No,
Yeah, not yellow.
It's not yellow. Steve Billington, if you get offended in this chat, you're in the wrong place for sure, dude. 100%. It is what it is. Now, we must have been talking about forward-facing sonar because Cranking and Yankin said, insert eye roll here at some point. Again, we're way behind. Southwest Indiana Outdoors, man, how you doing, buddy? Glad you could come by tonight. Silverpunk's got a question. Right. Well, he has two questions. Well, damn, Silverpunk, just throw them all out there. Do y'all typically follow the same strategies on the smaller electric-only lakes as you would on the big lakes? Like Latham, I would say yes.
yeah, depends on the lake.
Yeah, it just depends on the lake, and it's still fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta find the fish. But yeah, I mean, it. So from what I've learned, and that's just from fishing a lot in a lot of different bodies of water. Like as far as Lanier, I would say Latham's usually a little bit right behind Lanier.
Just a little bit.
If you get if you get a cool front or something, I feel like Latham takes a little bit longer to cool down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like usually Latham's a little bit behind. Like last time I went there was still, before today, there were still a lot of fish offshore. But at Lanier, there's a lot of fish in shallow brush. But today, I feel like that's what I was finding out there. I feel like there was a lot of fish shallow. A lot of the bait I was finding was shallow. You weren't seeing the fish bust out over 80 foot of water. I was seeing fish bust, in zero foot of water. They were busting on the bank.
I got you. There's our girlfriend from Michigan. Kendra's in the house. Appreciate you joining us tonight right there. Now, pull up his next question, because this is an interesting question. Do you think on these smaller bodies that the bass move around as much as they do on the big lakes?
Yes and no.
Yeah, and so a lot of people will debate that even if they move that much on the big lakes, they may move in a general area. You want to talk about this? Well, grab the mic and go.
So, how do you know how far fish travel on a big lake? Because we fish this 500-600 acre reservoir, and was it March or April when your cousin caught that 10-pounder?
My brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law.
Okay, yeah, this is on. We're talking
Hickory Log.
He caught it at the dam.
At the dam. You have the boat ramp, and then you have the farthest point of your lake, which is the dam. Danny's brother-in-law caught a 10.20 or something like that.
It's a big girl.
And what month was that?
April, wasn't it?
It was April. It was maybe just postponed. Maybe just so April, maybe I think is right. Yeah.
So April, May, June, July. So in 3 months, that fish 100% swam all the way back
6 miles.
And my buddy Tim caught that fish, and it weighed 878 or 873. Literally 100 yards from where Danny's cousin caught it. And then 2 weeks ago, in the same place that Tim caught it, John caught that same fish.
It had a distinguishing mark.
Yeah.
It has a very
had
distinguishing
almost
mark.
a mushroom fungus growing off of its tail on the same side in all three pictures. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it was the same fish any other way, but it had a mushroom-looking fungus growing off of the tail.
Yeah, you can tell it's the same fish. And again, you can tell where it's like right around the spawn weight.
Yep. And then it was what,
Summer
8:39 when you caught it, or 8:30 something?
Yeah.
Kendra says they do, especially on the river system. And like a river system, I can see that you fish. Totally different scenario. But this fish did not really move out of that area.
And when your cousin caught it, though, I mean, it got brought
all the way to the boat ramp.
6 miles all the way to weigh-in.
And got released.
Swam back.
And swam all the way back.
That's the crazy thing. I mean,
did.
And it is hard without a tracker to track most fish.
Exactly.
But that fish, like I said, just had a distinct mark. But that's 3 people that I know, in our circle that have caught it
within 6 months. Caught that fish 3 times.
And that fish traveled God knows how many miles to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a straight line distance.
That's a straight line, yeah.
From boat ramp to dam.
But for you to catch it in the same patch of trees that Tim caught it in back in July, or June, July.
Yeah.
Because he caught it pre-fishing for our last EBO tournament.
Michael Alverson, that's a dumb big fish. LOL. Hey, listen, I get it. I
can't even get those ones to eat.
I was at the funeral that day. I was sitting in South Georgia at a funeral.
Because you said you told him to go over towards the dam.
He said, he texted me right before the funeral started and said, man, we got nothing. I said, where you at? He goes, I'm on the upper part of Hickory Log. I said, just go to the dam and find something that you can bomb and hit the concrete and just hit it. He threw an underspin. Second cast, hit the concrete.
So that's 3 different baits too, though, because, I mean, there ain't no line here. Like I said, I mean, Tim caught his on a shaky head.
Yeah, and you caught it on
his on his glide.
On a glide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. And I'm sitting in the funeral trying to pay attention, and my phone is buzzing, and my wife is right beside me, like giving me the stank eye because my phone's buzzing. And he sent me like 20 pictures of the thing and all that. And I was like, dude, that is a big fish. He got big fish for that tournament. What was funny is Eric Richards had a what? This is my Hickory Log.
970 something.
He had a 970 something.
That's crazy. He caught like within an hour of weigh-in.
Yeah, and if you catch a 9 something on Hickory Log or any of these electric only,
you're like, I at least got big fish.
I got big fish. And then,
he already had the money spent.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, Lane Parker said, I've always wondered if they go back home when they're released. We can't speak for every fish, but this fish we can.
I think the majority of them do because that 9 something that Dude Buddy caught was almost in the same area that I caught mine. 9 something in May.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, think of Latham. Me and Tim talk about it all the time. Think about how Under the Road has produced so much over the years.
Yep.
And then, and sometimes you go back there and it's nothing, but then like you just go, it's just like, how do you take so many fish from back there over the years and they just magically end up back there?
I mean, how many times have I watched you catch something in the very back of there on the same damn toad, on the same cast every time we go?
It's like they're back there waiting on Daddy.
Scroll on down.
I watched a YouTube video. I don't remember who did it, but they were putting trackers in fish.
Yeah.
And more fish went back home than stuck around.
Well.
And we're talking 20 miles away.
Yep, on big lakes.
Yeah.
Yep. I've seen something about it as well.
Yeah, I would think, too, that it probably is more prevalent on a smaller electric-only lake than maybe on a 38,000.
Exactly, yeah. Because you think a lake like Lanier, like if you would just go put in at, or if you would just go fish Laurel Park, you should smoke them every time, right? Because then there are tons of tournaments. That's where tons of fish are released. But I feel like a lot of them do find their way back to –
and I don't know this to be true, but I would think a bigger fish, a more mature fish that has spent a lot of their life in an area might be more apt. Because, I mean, we're talking about a 10-pounder to 8-pounder.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
so that's my only argument on the spawn. Like, I really have I don't care. If I see one on bed, I'm going to fish for it. Like, I'm not going to, like, be one of those guys. But I think if that fish is full of eggs, is it going through stress and stuff? Yes. And will it ever find its way back to its original bed you caught it from? No. But I still 100% think, and you listen to lots of biologists, I think that fish is still going to find somewhere and go dump those eggs.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, Michael Alverson, I've missed half your comment on TikTok, but I think what he's saying is he caught one in the area, took it all the way to the other side of the lake, and then caught it again 2 weeks later because it had the same black marking back in the original area.
I've definitely caught the same fish before.
Pull up Far Dog. Oh, yeah, too. I didn't see that one. Texas Parks and Wildlife did a study on Toledo Bend, and I hate to mention another podcast. It's okay. I realize you guys do podcast adultery around here. We're going to let it slide. It's okay. But Ken Smith showed it, and it was mind-blowing how far they swam back. And then you ain't got to pull it up because his comment later on down says some fish swam over 40 miles back home on Toledo Bend. And this was true tracking, data.
But look at, if you, with live scope now, I heard somebody say the other day, back before, we would pull into a pocket and we'd find a school of fish or whatever. We'd catch 2 big ones. Like, this is practicing. And we'd be like, heck yeah, I'm on them.
Yeah.
Like, I just caught 2 4s in a pocket. But literally, you just happen to pull in there at the same time those fish chase that bait in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you got to think of how much these fish are really moving because, you can find fish in one pocket one day and go the next, and they're 5 pockets down.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just they move so much more than we actually think naturally. And I think if they have a place that they're comfortable, why not go? If somebody came in that door right now and kidnapped me and came and dropped me in Columbus, I'd find my way home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got
it.
It's like that dog. Something happens to that dog, and he gets
Right?
lost 100 miles from home, and he shows up 3 years later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I'm back.
I'm going to find my way home.
Now, this is true. Somebody from the gallery handed me a note. We are talking about the fish we're talking about are largemouth.
Yeah.
Spots, he says, are more of a pelagic species. So I would say that's probably true that, spots given away, they roam chasing bait. They may not be more apt to return to, let's say, if you caught one at Bald Ridge Marine and you took it all the way to the north end out of Laurel Park. That spot might not return back because at some point, they might come to a place where, like, damn, there's a lot of bait right here.
Oh yeah,
This is nice,
spotted
guys.
bass are like
This is nice.
that new running back for the New York Giants, Scattaboo. Have
Scattaboo.
you heard how they talk about him? They're like, you got these kind of running backs, and then you just got straight up crown eaters. Like that's a spotted bass.
Yeah,
like they are
got it.
just.
They're like sharks.
They
man.
just
All
follow
wanna
the
do is
bait.
Eat and make
Yeah,
babies.
100%.
Spotted bass do, and it is fascinating to think about, Kendra, for sure. Cranking and yanking like where they used to be comfortable is what you meant to say. Yeah, they might have been, but listen, hey, I think that is an anti-tournament kind of little jab right there. It could be. I think it could be seasonal as well. Smallmouth, again, reminded everybody she's in Michigan. Smallmouth follow the bait and will make very large moves. And at the end of the day, look, you're going to go where the food's at.
Yeah.
You're going to go with the
And
food's
I think
at,
it's lake dependent a lot.
which is kind of like on these electric only reservoirs being 1,000 acres or less.
Yeah, but you have Latham that's got herring. Herring
Yes.
are moving, and
Yep.
I feel like 100%, like what I was finding today, you had schools of spotted bass and you had schools of largemouth, and
Yeah.
they were all targeting the same base or the
Mhm.
same bait. And I'm not saying they don't mix together, but I could see them separately. I could see a school going down this bank and a school going down this bank, and this one was spots and this one was largemouth.
Yeah.
100%.
What's cool about Latham, and it's happening on a lot of the bigger lakes with herring and all that, is you're finding these largemouth that should be sitting up shallow on a stump or something like, and there still are largemouth
And there
that do
still
that.
are 100%.
They're there,
Yep.
but you've got a class of largemouth that's out there with the spots chasing herring.
100%.
They
Yeah,
become
and I
pelagic.
think that's what's cool about the live scope. Like it literally diversifies everything because your guys that are great with live scope, they're still not going to win every tournament because
No.
you still have to be good with your decision making.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there's times where you have to be on the bank chasing stuff that you can't see,
Mhm.
and there's times to be offshore looking at it.
Pull up old Captain Jay Morgan up there. When I was about 7 or 8, a catfish pulled my rod and reel in the water, and about an hour later, my cousin on the other side of the pay pond Caught a catfish with my line still hooked. Best I got. Hey, I get it.
That's a good story.
I get it. Kendra says, I see it with largemouth here too. They follow the large schools of brim, bluegill. You know what's interesting is how people spell brim.
Yeah, it's EAM.
Like down here, I've always spelled it BREAM,
Oh, I
but a
spelled
lot
it.
of people spell it BRIM, and I'm just wondering if it's a northern southern thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Let's see. But there was another one. Yeah, pull up silver punk. Now, this is true, silver punk. I agree with you 100% on this. I prefer the electric only lakes that haven't been overrun with spotted bass. Now,
I agree.
correct me if I'm wrong. There's only a few electric only lakes, so at least up north that have spots.
Yeah,
Latham is one, and
Yep.
what's another one?
I know Lucas. But
Lucas,
it's down south.
down
but
south.
it has spotted bass.
But
for
most
sure.
of them are largemouth lakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them.
I will tell you this about Latham. When Latham was filling up and we built our house across the street, of course, I've had the ability to fish it for a long time. You used to go catch 1,000 little 12-inch spots. The largemouth were big. It was really once the bluebacks got put in
Yeah,
there
but I
that
heard
it blew
once the
that up.
blueback got put in there,
It
some
changed.
of them, it changed. But I heard some of them linear spots were getting dumped in there as well.
Could be. Now,
So-
the 100%.
I mean, I'm
Latham's
not
got some
saying the
big
spots
spots.
that weren't in there weren't gorging on herring, but
Yeah.
I heard there's some linear spots in there.
Well, you know what? That could be 100% true because you know how guys are. I mean,
Oh yeah,
them
you
damn-
know where those herring came
Yeah, I was
from.
gonna say-
Nobody went and bought them from
Yeah,
Hammonds and
yeah.
put in there.
the bluebacks didn't just fall off a fish. I mean,
Yeah.
off a bird's leg and get in the Latham. They were put in there.
Oh yeah,
And that is a good point that I haven't really considered a lot because I'm telling you, I used to catch because I fished it like every single day back in the day. And if you caught a spot that was 14 inches long, you caught a big one.
oh yeah, and that's no different than hickory log. Like
Yeah.
Josh Adams caught that spot several years ago in a tournament that was, 2.5, 3-pounder. And I feel like when they backfill the lake, some of them from the river
You
had
gotta-
to
you
have
gotta
got
get
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
But
I think that's how they got in Latham because I know they stock Latham with largemouth.
yeah, and I believe that. But if there weren't herring put in Latham, I would say that about the original spots. But I think since there were herring put in there, who wouldn't bring
Who wouldn't
a couple
put that
3,
big
4
of-
pounders in there and dump in there? Too?
I have to. I mean,
and I've heard stories, so I know 100%.
if
that
we
there's
want
some
to, and I know
linear spots.
it's illegal, but hey, look, statute of limitations have run out.
100%.
I know when Latham first opened, if I would go to the R Ranch or something with me and my father-in-law, I don't know how many 6 and 7 pound largemouth that may have actually found their way into Latham.
Nice, that's good.
Quite a few, but that's been 20 something years ago.
I ain't
But you know, hey,
complaining.
I tried. I was trying to help out. Tim said that's correct. Let's see. Lake Juliet is underrated. Carrie Bell said that. Catch bass haul ass. My area had a lot of bluegill eaters. What's your favorite gill glides to throw? All right, John. You going after bluegill eaters?
I like the trick gill personally, but the sly guy, I forget what it's called, but it's a sly guy. It's a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah, that one's sweet.
Dude, that thing.
Is that what that one your buddy has?
Dave?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So the guy that makes them just came out with a bluegill color that's more Georgia. You know how they got that yellowish tint to them?
Right.
Dude, that thing is sick. My buddy took it out 3 casts later, caught like a 3-pounder on it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
But the
I
original one, didn't he catch like a 7 or 8 at Hickory Log as well?
Oh, yeah. He caught
On
a
it?
7-12 across the way from where I caught my 9. It was sick, dude. Me and John Stone were out there. I was all the way at the dam. John wanted to go to the dam and throw some big spoons. He's called me. He's like, dude, oh my God, on this new bait I got, it's a monster. I was like, all right, I'm on my way. And I looked at John. I was like, pack it up. We're hauling ass
I
and
remember
going.
seeing the pictures.
It was
giant.
sweet, dude.
I like that. So Michael says somebody is putting spots all over my lakes in central North Carolina. We are not happy about it. I agree with you. And the biggest example in Georgia is Blue Ridge. That used to be the smallmouth lake in North Georgia. I mean, you could actually go and target smallmouth there. There was largemouth and smallmouth, and the spots kind of got added to it, kind of
They've ruined it, man.
messed
Yeah,
it up.
man.
If you're a smallmouth guy, but some guys like spotted bass. Guys, listen, would you please like the chat so that Far Dog can give away his bait? He said he will do an original one knocker next Tuesday in the original package if we get 100 likes. So you guys do that. Adam says only one thing undefeated in the history of man, and you guys know what it is, can pull a freight train. That is the only thing in the world that will lay on its back and you can't whip it. Let's just put it that way. Danny, who gave you a 6-pound bass? Cranking and yanking, I can't fish, dude. Like, I know I have the character of being kind of a, don't know what I'm talking. I can fish. I'm just dangerous enough to get out there and play with these guys. Let's see. For the likes, pull up Steve Bilton. For the likes of you're on your mobile.
If you're on mobile.
If you're on mobile, read that. For some reason,
If you want to like the video, close the chat, hit the thumbs up or the heart, whatever it is, and then you can open the
same
chat
thing.
back
Okay,
up.
I thought it was a damn question. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how that was a fishing question for sure. Danny, were crappie actually stocked in Latham? According to what I got told, no.
Dang, there's some bagans in there.
According to what I got told, and there was Mark handed me at one point a piece of paper or something. That it was a water quality testing of the lake they did back after it had been opened a while. Because actually, to be honest, Latham, according to the people that are smarter than me, is actually not a fertile lake because of the substrate and everything. And then it kind of had a little thing going on as to what was stocked. And it was largemouth, several species of sunfish, channel catfish. Now, if it said crappie, I might have missed it. I don't remember it saying crappie. What I got told about the crappie, again, from people that lived in the area, was there used to be some kind of small pond back over there somewhere that got flooded and had crappie in it. I don't know.
Loaded because there's some bagans in there.
Oh,
yeah,
listen. Dude. Yeah, Hickory Log and Latham have got monster crappie.
Too.
But seriously, it's like, I mean, that I don't think they stopped crappie. But that's what I heard, and I think people have talked about that. The thing about the crappie is there's always been some good ones, but they even kind of got bigger once.
The bluebacks.
The bluebacks.
I mean, they're all eating them. They're all eating the bluebacks.
I've caught more big crappie on Latham throwing a fluke than I have as far as big ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone over there and caught tons of crappie just doing what you normally should do. But bass fishing with flukes.
Oh yeah, I mean Tim would catch his biggest ones on a dang Kitech swim bait.
I was about to say
same on Lanier.
Freaking hammer with a
Terry's freezer is loaded, no doubt. If you guys don't know Terry over in Latham, the man, if you need some crappie, if shit hits the fan and you need some crappie
or spot fillets,
you go see Terry. Now Carrie says I caught an 18-pound flathead on a chatterbait in Latham, and that fish came through the waterfall. From what they told me, they never stocked Latham with catfish. I was told they were stocked with channel cat.
Yeah.
I was told they stocked them, and then remember they have a kill.
They had a die out. They got a disease, and they've restocked them.
And that's what the parking fee money goes towards.
Yeah. The cool thing about Latham is the $5 or the $50 a year you pay for the pass. Cherokee County Water Authority lets them put that all back into the lake. And Mark's no longer running the lake. It's Tyler. Tyler runs
another young guy, but yeah, they're super good guys. They seem to be keeping it up well.
Oh, they do a great job.
Yeah.
Latham is a jewel of how a lake should be run. And a lot of you guys don't like the hours because there's a question like, why do they not open the gate until 7:30 at Latham? I will give you Mark's answer to me. We were talking about that because one time a guy came in there and Mark was telling me the story. The guy was just raising hell because his tax dollars went to this and all that and should be able to fish it. Mark basically shut the guy down and said, look, this is private property. They pay land taxes. Cherokee County Water Authority is set up differently. And to fish on Latham is a privilege, not a right. And
I respect it.
They can shut it down at any time. They're in the business. And here's what the thing was he said. They're in the business of water, not you fishing.
Yes, sir.
And there's also a liability issue. That's why you can't fish there at night. I mean, that's straight out of Mark's mouth.
I don't like that they close at 5 this time of year, but
Well, it is
what it is.
It is kind of rough because you got a couple hours of daylight left.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And we all don't live on the road.
You might not live like I can walk out of I honestly can walk from my front door in less than 2 minutes.
But you know what's crazy is it's named after my girlfriend's uncle.
Hollis Q was
it was her uncle.
Well, everybody knows in this area, like Latham, that's a big name, and there's Latham Town and all that.
Yeah, Hollis Q Latham was her uncle.
Yeah, what's up,
Kevin?
Get
grandfathered in one day.
How you doing, Kevin? Good
grandfathered in. Like, listen, like I haven't even taken Josh over there. Like I've had the ability. Y'all know.
I've only been once. Terry took me once.
Terry took you out there.
Took me out there once.
Like I guard that privilege. Like
it is a privilege.
It is.
It is a privilege.
And like. The only time I've ever used it's me or my son.
Yeah,
I should, but like no way, I ain't losing that.
Who's Silverpunk?
Silverpunk. Every time I've been there, the gate opened about 10 minutes early, and it does. If you go out there, like on a Saturday or something, about 7:20. But I will tell you this: while it may open a little early, The damn thing closes at 5 or at 8, depending on the time of year. You better be out of there for sure. Crappie is an excellent food source, in my opinion. And a lot of these electric-only lakes have some really good crappie.
Oh, yeah.
I know about Latham, but Hickory Log, a lot of guys talk about that. Danny, I saw someone mowing your yard one day when I was there. Hell, it wasn't me. That would be my mama's house. So I'm up in the woods behind it. I promise you ain't seen me mowing grass ever. But it's a privilege that one person absolutely abuses, possibly very much so, Tim. I do not. It is not me for sure. Danny, tell the truth. How many times have you snuck in and fished it at night? I don't have to sneak in.
Yeah, that was a loaded question.
That's kind of a loaded question. There's a few of us that watch the lake that have had a privilege, but we never can go in early. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't done it in several years. I mean, Latham is right. I fish Latham less than any other lake out there, and it's in my front yard. And I know that blows people's mind, but the last time I fished Latham was with you on a kayak.
Well, that's because I have your kayak still.
You do have my kayak now, but I fish it when we fish. EBO goes over there, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just like I fished it every day for like 10 years in a row. It's crazy. Let's see. Let me find some more questions out there. Far dog. That's French, far dog. I can't even pronounce what the hell you wrote. Can somebody jump on that? I mean, how do you pronounce that? Bois d'Arc Ladke?
Sure. Run it.
I don't even know what the hell they say. If you could pick one electric only lake, not Hickory Log or not Latham in the state of Georgia, what would you fish, Justin?
Hard labor seems.
We haven't talked a lot about hard labor.
No, but I hadn't fished it a lot in the past few years. But there was an open tournament a few weeks ago, or probably about a month ago, and I went and pre-fished it and had like 17 pounds and lost the 6 and fished the tournament. And I ended up with 14, but it was a weird day. Is
that like still kind of on the downswing? Kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because like,
man, I don't know. Because man, you talk to a lot of the guys that like fish it good, and from the 2 trips that I was there, I didn't start on the best stuff that I found.
Yeah,
but that's where I caught my best fish, and I wish I would have started there.
It's a largemouth lake.
Yeah, it's 100% largemouth,
and it's
lake.
Much bigger than
much bigger, and it's just. It's different. Like if you go to Latham and drop your trolling motor in the water, you see fish everywhere. This lake, I really had to figure them out, and I did.
Right.
They were just like I said when we were there. It was post frontal, bluebird skies, a little wind, and it only took 16 and a half to win that day.
Right.
That was Daniel Nicolai.
Oh,
16 and a half.
What's the biggest bag I've ever heard of coming out of Latham? I believe it was in a SWAT tournament. Was it 23, 24?
Yeah.
Something like that, because somebody had like 22 or something.
Oh, there was 3 big bags.
3 big bags that day. So
yeah, I feel that was some of my early years.
Does hard labor have spots?
I've seen like one
I didn't
guy
know
catch
that.
one that looked similar, but I think
Coleman,
it's the same
no.
thing as Hickory Log. I think every creek
1
around
or
has
2.
spots in it, and when you fill up a lake from a creek, I think some get in there, but I don't. I have never personally caught one. I've never caught one at Hickory Log either.
Do you throw a buzzbait all year, Justin?
Yeah, 90%.
I knew you did. I kind of
probably all but like 2 months.
You love it. He loves a buzzbait for sure.
Yeah.
Queen City is pretty nice.
I have
haven't
never
fished
been
that.
there. Tim actually fished it, and he actually won the tournament. And I think I don't remember. I think he caught a 7-pounder pre-fishing it. But yeah, he did pretty good. I've never been there.
Okay, let's see. I saw a question. Ever fished Stone Mountain's main lake? I have not. Have you, Alex?
No.
Have you? I know some
No.
didn't. Oh hell, what's that big club? I joined it. I won the tournament with them. They're down south. The big club, been around
High
forever.
Voltage?
High voltage. They used to fish that.
Yeah,
I think
and
so.
I think some local club. Tim talked about fishing it years ago, like once maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
I joined when this is to tell you how far Latham's come. I heard High Voltage was coming, and I joined just to fish the Latham tournament. I actually won the Latham tournament. Now, guess what my weight was with 5 fish?
Back then,
Yeah, back then.
854.
5.7 pounds.
Hot dog.
That's how far Latham has come. Because we had 4 fish. This is a true story. Me and William was fishing with me. We had 4 fish. We're heading back to the boat ramp going, this is embarrassing. We're going to get our ass kicked. And they came up schooling right beside us, the little spots. We threw in there. We caught the 5th fish, and we won that tournament with just a little over 5 pounds.
Wow.
That's how far Latham has changed in the day. Danny, has the government shutdown affected boat ramps? Not talking about the ones that were already shut down previously, because Monday they're closing 4 more here because of the government shutdown. Not that I'm aware of. I have heard nothing about anything about around here. Don't know anything at all. Do you have a minimum water temp that you prefer throwing your buzz bait? Kendra wants to know.
Yeah, I would say, fall time, really, I'm just going to throw it until they're not going to eat it. Like a few years ago, we caught them all the way into like mid-December on Altoona. But once it gets cold and starts coming up, I would say that when it's hitting 51, 52, I'm going to start throwing it. I mean, I'm not going to stick it in my hand, but I would say a silent buzz bait, a non-clacker, one that just kind of squeaks a little, and usually a spook, like a bone silent spook.
Yeah.
Those are like the first 2 top waters they're going to hit.
He loves top water. Do you still throw frogs like you used to?
I ran into John Long one day out on Latham a few months ago, and he said he missed like a 4 and caught like a 3-something on a frog. And I hadn't really been throwing it, but I did tie one on, and I went out there and caught a few 3s.
Yeah, they're out there. I know you love it. Is Bayless Creek open? We have a tournament in a few weeks. I haven't heard anything about Bayless.
I think Bayless is open.
Sure.
Yeah, Bayless is open, right?
I don't think that the shutdown is affecting Lanier like it is other lakes, because they close a lot of those for the wintertime anyway.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything about that. Supposedly on a government ramp, they're going to lock the gate. They didn't stipulate or explain why. Either federal waterfowl wardens or the government shut down. I know. I mean, I can hit my buddy open over in Mobile. I talked to him about getting a permit and all that through this thing. You gotta go back channels a little bit, but I'll ask him. But I don't think they're gonna do anything on Lanier. Frog fishing is my struggle. I am working on it. Kendra said that it's been when we talked more frogs when you were on the last time, didn't we? I know you and I've done some frog stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Don't know if they're closing over feds coming to use the ramp or the government shutdown. I don't know. I just haven't heard nothing around here. Have a tournament out there launching Sunday. So Bayless is open. Everybody is saying. I didn't think I'd heard anything about Bayless.
The got closed on Tuesday. They opened it back.
Yeah, Victoria.
Yeah,
Victoria opened back up after a while, but I haven't heard anything about new ramp things. And generally, people around it, what people are struggling with right now is getting permits. That's a big thing right now, is getting permits. So you just kind of got to go back channels a little bit. This going on this time of year, both of you guys can answer that. And John, I kind of know your answer and all that. And John, you can't say glide baits. Okay. You can't say glide baits, and you can't say minnows. So going into the next month, going into November on an electric only reservoir here in Georgia, what's another bait that you're going to be throwing with forward facing sonar or without forward facing sonar? It doesn't matter. And you can't say glides, because I know, like, I just took 90%.
Ask him first.
Ask you first so you can think about it.
So I don't want to give this away.
Oh, you don't want to give it away?
No.
Well, so
gatekeeping.
If you're gonna ask me into the next couple months, I'm gonna throw a glide a little bit. I'm gonna keep a top water in my hand.
Yeah.
Like I said, and it just depends on what top water. And I don't know. I'm kind of looking from a few different perspectives, because I fish a lot with live scope and I fish out of the back of the boat a lot. So I mean, any kind of, and I wouldn't even say a minnow like I showed you earlier. I've been catching them on
even brought this up. Look at this, guys. Check this out.
So this is a sneaky little rig. This is called a Jika rig. I didn't come up with it, but it's just pretty much a split ring with a weight. Most of the ones you buy in a swivel. Most of the ones you buy come with a worm hook, though. But I've got just a 1/0. Like, it's pretty much what I throw my wacky worm.
I was going to say, it looks like a wacky worm or a
and
drop
I
shot.
pretty much rigged this up to throw a trick worm on, and wacky style. But I started throwing this fluke on it.
See if you guys can see it with my hand.
And it falls super streamlined. And the biggest thing is, definitely with live scope, a lot of people throw a Nico or a drop shot at fish, but a lot of fish that are relating to bait don't want to eat a worm.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a presentation that you can give them, a minnow presentation, but something that a lot of times, I mean, like I said, with live scope, we've learned so much. There are some days they want to feed up on a minnow.
Yeah.
And there's some days they want to chase something and pin it to the bottom. And when you are around a lot of bait, but you have fish more relating to the bottom, this thing has been killer. Like I said, I kind of figured this up. Like I said, it's nothing I came up with. I'm sure people have been throwing it for a while.
Right.
But the first time I went out and thrown it, within the first 5 minutes, I caught a 4 1/4 on it. That was my first fish on it.
So if you can't already see it, so it's a swivel to basically looks like almost like a drop shot kind of style weight.
Yeah, it is
And
a
then
drop shot weight.
Drop shot weight, then a swivel, and then a wacky hook.
Yep.
So how does it when it's falling? What kind of
So I
action
mean,
you get?
this right here, because like I said, I throw
Straight
it on
down?
a slack line,
Gotcha.
so it is literally falling straight.
How heavy is that jicka rig?
This is a 3/16 weight.
316.
3/16.
Andy wanted to know
Yep.
for sure. Kendra says in the fall in Michigan, it's crankbait and A-rig time. Crankbaits are going to start playing a lot here.
Yeah, for
Please.
sure, and I'm looking forward to that. You get a little bit of stained water, and the water temperature is already where it needs to be. It keeps falling. Yeah, a square bill will get good, and then once you get into the winter, that rock crawler and the DTs.
So he says, Captain J says, kind of like a little more compact Tokyo rig.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Exactly.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like that for sure.
And it's similar to a free rig, except your weight's not falling down the line. I mean, it's all, a free rig, your weight slides.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same setup, except it's all compact together. It's just all falling together. But to me, like I said, I really rigged it up to put a trick worm on wacky rigged, but to let the bait have action still.
Yeah.
Because on this rig, your bait, once it hits the bottom, your bait still has action.
Gotcha.
Your bait, you can just shake no different than you would a drop shot or a shaky head.
You're
just
still imparting that.
Just shaking your line a little bit, that bait's still going to be moving down there.
What depth are you throwing that?
Wherever I see the fish. I mean, which has been, really like today, I was seeing them from 4 to 18 foot, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Now, you ready to give up that little juice, or you want me to go to the next questions?
I'll give up something.
All right. Give up something.
A line through, or a top hook style swim bait, or a Carolina rig.
Carolina rig, the old ball and chain.
The old ball and
The old ball and chain right there. Kendra loves throwing a free rig. And there's a couple, I'll get your question here, Far Dog, but Dead Rabbit said definitely outside the box. Love it. That's kind of like when we were talking about what I was showing with the wacky. It's just something different.
And that's what I've learned, man. You can take the same Zoom trick worm, any worm you want, but you can present it in so many different ways, and that's key. That, to me, that is what is key.
I got you. I dig it. Props on the deep wacky tip at the end of the lunch break today, Danny. Didn't catch it live, but I like that too. It's different. And I actually had a viewer send me that. Far Dogger wants to know, what is the guest setup for a minnow with forward facing sonar line, your rod reel? What electronics do they use, and about how far do you shoot it out forward? I mean, if you're throwing a minnow, what are you throwing it on?
Yeah, so I've got a Fenwick. I like a Fenwick 7-foot medium light. I throw 12-pound cast sprayed to usually a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. I do like the Tatsu just because it's got a smaller diameter. My live scope, definitely if I'm minnowing, I'm 120 foot out, usually 30, 40, 50 foot deep. And
You throw a Garmin? Is it a Garmin?
Yeah, it's a
Got
Garmin. And like I said, you have to play with it. Everybody, 90% of people will tell you don't ever let your minnow get below the fish. And that is standard. But with fish seeing so many minnows, there are days where you can let that. I always try to keep it above it to start out. But if they're not eating it, there's sometimes you can let that thing fall below them.
Yeah.
And sometimes let it go to the bottom. You just got to, if you can see them, see how they're reacting. I've caught a lot of fish off the bottom with a minnow.
Gotcha. Silver Punk, I did not realize that was you. Silver Punk was the one that sent me that video to watch.
Yeah. Kevin Gray.
Huh?
Kevin.
Yeah, I knew it was Kevin, but I didn't even realize he was Silver Punk. See, again, now I know something. But I appreciate that, Silver Punk. And anytime you guys got something, little tip that you want me to kind of share, and I hope, Silver Punk, you were okay with me sharing it because it's too damn late now because I shared it out there with everybody. But, it was on a video on YouTube, and the guy was doing it. And I asked him, is that guy's channel worth watching? He said, yeah, a lot of good tips and all that. What does the guest think about a shower blow bait, and do they use a bellows gill anytime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both
Go
you go,
ahead, John.
yes. So you like it?
I throw a bellows gill on my Carolina rigs.
Do you really?
Dude, I love the way that stupid little ribbed bait works through the water on that Carolina rig, and they eat it.
Okay, I know. I believe you. I can 100%. I didn't even think about using on Carolina rig. You throw it too?
So I haven't really thrown the bellows gill, but it's you just got to think of presentation and profile. But the 6 cents panorama is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
But you can get those little Nico hacks and Nico that thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that I promise they don't see a lot of. I mean, I haven't done it enough to whack them on it, but I've caught a few on it.
I got you right there.
And a shower blow, I mean, yeah, if it's windy, I like that style top water for sure.
Okay. Let's see. Captain Morgan says, I'll take a little of Justin and John's and say throw a fluke or minnow on a Carolina rig, and that produces too.
Yeah.
A lot of guys do that.
Yeah, that's what Tim's favorite Carolina rig braid. He don't do it much, but if he does, it's a fluke.
I got you. Now, Alex, I got a question for you.
What's up?
I know you're on Lanier a lot, but you fish kayaking and all that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite electric on the lake?
Latham.
You like Latham?
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there a lot.
Yeah.
It's a good lake.
Yeah, I've caught some big fish out there.
It's a good lake.
It's chock full of them.
Give me your number 2.
I've really only been on a few, so probably hickory log.
Those seem to be the 2 ones around here everybody fishes
Yeah.
and all that.
They're closest to the house.
Give me a sleeper lake.
Varner.
Varner?
And Salakoa.
And Salakoa.
Juliet.
Juliet. And I heard that Salakoa. Don't say Salakoa, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know a sleeper lake. I mean, it just really depends on who you talk to, right?
That's
I mean,
exactly
some
right.
people struggle everywhere.
I
I
think
mean,
it's a time of the year thing, honestly. Though.
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I went to Salakoa a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I didn't get shit.
Well,
But you have gone and had
But
good
I
days.
whacked them there.
Yeah.
So
that's why I think it's a good lake.
it's
though.
it's time to go now.
It's
Yeah.
time for that lake to push a big
Oh
fish
yeah,
out.
I feel like I could go tomorrow and catch 18 pounds, 20 pounds.
You probably could.
But
We could.
I got to work.
That'll work. A
never
watermelon.
know.
Tim says a watermelon super fluke on a Carolina rig is
Yeah,
fire
that's
sometimes.
his favorite.
You know what's funny is like when I pulled the Carolina rig on Alatoona, the guy said, you need to be throwing a Carolina rig. It was a watermelon red
Lizard. Yeah,
But
and
it was
it-
all
and it's
watermelon
crazy how you
red.
hear because I fish with Josh Adams at Altoona a lot,
Mhm.
and when it's tough, that's what he'll throw a 4-inch
Watermelon red Zoom lizard on a
and
Carolina
catch
rig.
them. Yep.
Let's see. We'll try to get a couple more in before we go. Have you tried the new Flux Gill, Berkeley's copycat of the Bellows Gill? I have
I
not.
haven't, but I will.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some good things about it, but I have not used it.
It's just a profile thing.
It is a profile thing.
Same but different, man.
Yep.
That's how it's falling through the column.
And then Captain Morgan says, I like that idea, Tim. I don't have confidence in the greens and reds and flukes in a more standard weightless kind of presentation, but I like that a lot. Might try it on Hartwell this weekend.
You
Luke
should.
Pinnell says the Flux Gill goes hard. I'm just saying that when it comes to that color, I don't throw watermelon hardly anything,
Oh, man.
but I will throw it on the Carolina rig. I'm more of a green pumpkin guy than a watermelon. But on
Yeah,
that
me
Carolina
too.
rig on Alatoona, it's going to be a watermelon red because that's what the guys said to do. And I've caught fish on it. I don't know.
That's what I was told to
That's
do.
what I was told to do. Sometimes you just got to listen.
Amen.
All right, listen, guys. We've gone. Oh, does anybody like the Long A Bomber this time of year? The Long A Bomber. Not
mean,
on the electric
I think
only
it's
lakes.
just- yeah, I mean, I haven't thrown it much either, but it's just a wake bait. So I think,
John
it
Aldred would be the
definitely work.
one for sure.
Hmm.
Do any of y'all have any of the Rapala claptail yet? I have not.
not yet, but I will.
You will for
I
sure.
will.
Uh,
Because I know you don't like it, but I will say this time of year, Lanier, Altoona, dude, a Chapo is hard to beat.
it-
Hard to beat.
and Alex is giving a head nod in approval back there.
And I think that clap tail is just a little more. I feel like the chop or so you got the original Whopper Plopper,
Yeah,
the plastic tail. You know, you got a plop, but it's pretty subtle. Then you got the Chapo that's got a hard plastic tail that's I feel like just a harder pop.
yeah.
I feel like that clap tail because it's got the metal tail. I think
I
it's-
just don't know. You don't think it's gimmicky?
nah.
You think it's legit?
I feel me and Josh Adams. I mean, we have fished. You know, we fished some of those Sunday morning tournaments
Yeah.
in the past, and you never want to start off throwing the same bait. But I'm like, I'm throwing the Chapo,
Yeah.
and he'll tie on a Whopper Plopper, and I will whip his ass from the back of the boat. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I think it's something about that just a different noise.
It could be 100%.
Yeah, I mean, and then he'll tie one on, and then I'll stop getting bit. And he'll catch them from the front. So I think that the noise makes a big difference sometimes.
I got you. All right, ABS versus resin. Do you notice a difference, or have you tried them?
Yes.
What's the difference?
I think resin's a little bit more realistic as far as color scheme and weight. ABS, I feel like it just kind of is a piece of plastic moving through the comb.
So okay, I got you. You feel the same way, or
I mean, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna buy what John tells me works. So.
See, that's what I'm saying. So nobody bitch about me in the watermelon red on Altoona. That's what the guys said. Have you guys tried the KGB prints yet?
Not personally, but I've watched it in action and I've watched it catch fish. So sure.
So it's legit.
It's legit. It's
Okay.
big. It's a bust for a glide bait, but if you want to throw it, throw it.
I got you. What would you throw when they're feeding on shad in less than a foot on the bank that's covered with a little stick up? Put the camera on him. He's going to throw one of them big monstrosity baits right there.
7-inch glide bait.
7-inch glide bait. What would you throw?
I mean, just whatever they're eating today. Like I said, they were busting shad up on the bank, and I was throwing this OG on the bank.
You mean you weren't out of over 40-foot humps and stuff throwing it? You're throwing
Nope.
OG shallow?
No, if they were busting out over there, I would. But no, they were chasing bait up on the bank.
I got you. And Kendra said she throw a Texas rig panorama. I get it. What would you throw, Alex? Busting shad up on the bank. Let me see if I'm trying to guess it in my mind.
What do you think?
MRE on an underspin.
Jerk
shaky
bait.
head.
Jerk bait.
Jerk bait.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you throw the jerk. I mean, you throw a shaky head a lot too. So
I
the
throw a
jerk
shaky
bait,
head a lot, but I would probably have a
Ooh.
fluke on my shaky head and not a worm.
That's true. Is the clutch darter worth the spin for spots? Real quick, because I'm getting ready to end it. Is it worth it?
Not really, because it's a $250 glide bait that does one thing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Luke said he'd throw a fluke on that. MRE on an underspin all day long. Trebles are going to get snagged up on those stick-ups. Captain Morgan, that's my go-to. So, all right, guys. So, with that, I'm going to let these guys get home and let you guys get back to the rest of your evening. I appreciate you joining us. Justin, thank you for coming up and talking with us. It's been too long. We need to get Tim up here next time.
For sure.
Let's get you and Tim on here. And, of course, John, appreciate you coming up with your props and all that.
Always.
Alex, you did a hell of a job running the board. And, guys, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. A lot of great conversation. I'll be back tomorrow at 12 with the lunch break. We don't know what we're going to talk about. Who the hell knows? It's just going to show up. We're going to talk about it. So join me tomorrow at 12. And then Thursday night, Robert Blesky is going to be in studio. We're going to be talking about some of the, I believe it's Battle. What's his bait company again? I don't want to say it wrong, so I don't want to mess up. We're going to be talking about some of his stuff and actually having him in here talking about the NPFL season and answering any of your questions. So with that, we're going to let you guys go. Appreciate you joining us. You guys be good. Get you some sleep. Get you some rest. We'll see you tomorrow at 12.